subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Stopped arguing at the same time. After walking out, Robin glanced at Khalifa in surprise, then nodded. Don't forget that the captain wants us to get along well. Whoever dares to quarrel in the group again, don't blame me for the punishment in the future. Khalifa understood and spoke immediately. Sure enough, at Khalifa's words, Weber and Jabra fell silent for a moment. Robin and Khalifa are the personal secretaries of Luo Wen successively. To say who has the highest status in the pirates, except Luo Wen, it's just the two of them. In particular, Khalifa, who served as the secretary, was also given the right to reward and punish members by Luo Wen. Plus Khalifa from CP9, what she said, no matter the core crew or the CP9 crowd, they are all willing to obey. Everyone is following Captain Luo Wen. There is no need to quarrel over this kind of thing. Weber was the first to follow the captain. Since he said that, he must know the captain's strength better than us. Watch out quietly, Khalifa then said. These words, let Weber nodded kindly to Khalifa with some gratitude. Both parties belonged to Luo Wen, but Weber couldn't reveal too much about Luo Wen's abilities due to various reasons. In this situation, Khalifa was still talking on his side, which naturally made Weber's favorability soar. However, conditioned by Khalifa and Robin, there was no more arguing. Instead, it will continue to focus on the battle of Luo Wen and Moria. This little episode also made both parties trust each other a lot later. Back to the frontal battlefield. Hey, now you should be able to be more honest. 5 Luo Wen. I felt that there was no movement from my feet. Moria laughed again. This is easy. But at 240 hours, a loud roar of thunder. Suddenly there was a sound from Moria's feet. Rumbling, with the sound of thunder, the huge sole of Moria's foot was lifted up by an astonishing force. The soles of the feet rise gradually. A dazzling thunder light emerged. Under the flickering thunder light, a figure stood in it. Holding the knife in both hands, he was using the seemingly small blade to push up the soles of Moria's feet. Captain, it's the captain. It actually lifted Moria's body. Weber, I apologize to you for what happened just now. 35, noticing the figure bathed in the thunder light. Everyone on the pirate ship cried out in surprise. Even Jabra, who was arguing just now, took the initiative to apologize to Weber. What? How is this possible? How can his body have such power? The other side. Moria also felt the terrifying power coming from her feet, although he tried to step down again. But Luo Wen, once again burst out with a more powerful force. Let Moria's feet, unable to continue to move down the slightest. You're relying too much on the power of foreign objects, Moria. Only one's own strength is the real strength. 39 below. Luo Wen's indifferent voice followed. Boom! The voice fell. Luo Wen's knife-wielding arms, the blue veins that represent strength, burst out. Then, a sudden burst of force. With a completely disproportionate body, Moria became huge, like the body of a giant. Tom. Pushed by this force, Moria's right foot was instantly lifted BBBF a distance. Advertisement: the body is tilted and unstable. The other foot staggered on the ground and stepped back a few steps. With the hasty steps, most of the island shook. Nourishing, taking advantage of Moria's unsteady footsteps. Luo Wen's thoughts moved. The thunder and lightning all over the body suddenly converged on the feet at will. Immediately after, Luo Wen stepped on the ground with both feet. Amazing explosive power. In a daze, he stepped out a pit on the ground under his feet. At the same time, Luo Wen's figure turned into a galloping thunder light, soaring into the sky. In a blink of an eye, the speed sprint caught up with Unlea and came to the top of Moria's head. This is easy. The body stayed in the air for a short while. Luo Wen immediately tilted his body downward. In the air, a posture of drawing a knife and slashing. Thunder fruit roused again. The lightning that exudes a stronger voltage frantically condenses on the body of the Kushui knife. Looking at Luo Wen, who was close at hand, I feel the strength of the lightning that Luo Wen has gathered this time. A strong aura of death enveloped Moria's heart. This is more than any previous attack. They will also threaten the deadly atmosphere of destruction. Boom! Mixed with fear and anger, Moria finally stepped on the other foot. He stabilized his staggering body. Looking up at the high sky, the thunder light shines. It's like Luo Wen who reflects Thor's assets on the clouds. Not reconciled. Anger. All emotions erupted. I will never die here. 99 whoosh. A roar of roar resounded throughout the island. Subsequently, Moria's eyes. An inexplicable light flashed by. I saw Moria clenched her right fist tightly, concentrating all her strength on this fist. One punch, aiming at Luo Wen in the air. Shoot straight up. It seems to be because of the real threat of death. Moria broke through again at a critical moment. A huge right fist thrown. A quick wrap is covered with a black metallic sheen. The whole fist was illuminated by the thunder light above. Extraordinarily conspicuous. It's the entanglement of armament hockey. Originally, after losing to Kaido, Moria's faith completely collapsed, causing armament hockey to collapse directly. Because refining armament hockey requires unwavering belief. But now, when his life was at stake, Moria's will to survive and his unwillingness made him reunite armament hockey. Boom! A powerful punch that was already huge and wrapped around armament hockey. The power becomes even more amazing. The momentum of this punch broke out, as if to penetrate the sky. The roaring fist wind caused the clouds in the sky to be swept away abruptly. Only Luo Wen remained. Moria at this time is undoubtedly far beyond the strength of the original. Whether you have hockey or not is definitely a watershed of strength. See with your own eyes Moria's strength has broken through again. Everyone on the pirate ship raised their nervousness to their throats. Everyone also knows that the next blow, the winner will be completely decided. Armament hockey, high in the sky. I saw that Moria even used hockey. Luo Wen couldn't help but be a little surprised. In his impression, Moria doesn't seem to be able to use hockey. But there's also a difference between hockey and hockey. 35 advertisement after being surprised. The corner of Luo Wen's mouth raised a confident smile. Armament hockey. There are also strong and weak points. And Luo Wen has absolute confidence. His hockey is much stronger than Moria. 80 million volts. One knife flow Kirin. Z-roar. Think about it. Luo Wen's body accelerated to fall. The thunder and lightning condensed on the blade, and it was released as the whereabouts all the way. Invisibly, the lightning that was released seemed to have transformed into a lightning unicorn, facing Moria's giant fist. The lightning unicorn swooped down without fear. In a majestic unicorn roar, it collided with Moria's giant fist. Beep! In an instant, the huge thunder and lightning unicorn collided violently with Moria's giant fist. In the package of the thunder unicorn, Luo Wen slashed down with a sword in both hands. For a moment, all the light in heaven and earth, it seems that they all disappeared at this moment. Only the bright thunder light up the whole world. Boom! Next moment, lightning flashes. A thunderous explosion resounded through the sky. The autumn water in Luo Wen's hand. The sharp blade is also slashing on Moria's fist. Clang! Among the deafening thunder explosions, there was a loud crash of metal. Armament hockey wrapped around one punch, and one knife suddenly collided violently. It turned into a substantial black lightning and exploded in the air. However, just a face-to-face hockey collision. The armament hockey wrapped around Moria's fist was instantly defeated by the armament hockey wrapped around the autumn water by Luo Wen. Moria's armament was instantly shattered and disintegrated at a speed visible to the naked eye. See this scene. Moria's eyes were full of shock and disbelief. At this moment, I don't understand why it is also a user of hockey. His hockey will be defeated so thoroughly. Nourishing. Tear. At the same time, when Moria didn't even have time to react. The autumn water blade completely cut into the flesh and blood of Moria's fist. Then, with the fall of Luo Wen's figure, together with the raging thunder and lightning unicorns, continue straight down, breaking through the flesh and falling all the way down. In the eyes of Robin et al., it was like a ferocious thunder and lightning unicorn, biting apart Moria's flesh and blood, tearing and rushing down all the way. Bang, bang, bang. Not only that, Luo Wen's body fell along the way. The violent thunder and lightning spread out from the blade of the autumn water blade, bombarding Moria's body one after another. One after another, scorched black and festering wounds appeared on Moria's fist, arm, and even body. Puff! Boom! Wait till the end. Luo Wen slashed all the way down to Moria's heart. The last remaining lightning force penetrated Moria's chest and blasted it back. Rumbling. After receiving this fatal blow, Moria's eyes immediately turned white. The huge body, after taking a few steps backwards, fell heavily on the ground, crushing a large forest of the island and collapsing. Oh. Immediately after, Moria opened her mouth after she fell to the ground. The many shadows that he had eaten before suddenly flew out uncontrollably. Shadows flew out from the sky, and then sensed the position of the original owner. It turned into a black shadow and quickly flew away. Advertisement Chapter 87 Shadow Fruit Recovery Successful. Ghost Fruit Perona. 1. Captain is so strong. The last knife was terrible. Jabra, you didn't say that just now. Forgive my ignorance of the captain's strength. Between lightning and flint, Moria was completely defeated and fell. Looking at the shadows fleeing from the sky, everyone on the pirate ship cheered. The strength shown by Luo Wen once again exceeded the expectations of the CP9 crowd. At the same time, CP9 people are also more determined to follow Luo Wen is a correct choice. Look at Luo Wen again. The violent thunder and lightning on the knife slowly dissipated. The figure fell straight to the top of a big tree, looking at the fallen Moria. As more and more shadows were spit out, Moria's huge body quickly changed back and shrank back. After a while, it changed back to its original state and fell into a large chaotic forest. See, Luo Wen identified the direction in which Moria fell. He jumped down from the big tree in one jump, exerted his spreading speed, and charged in the direction of Moria. The blow just now pierced through Moria's heart. Luo Wen had to put Moria into the black coffin before Moria died. Otherwise, Moria's shadow fruit should disappear. Pirate ship, you stay here. I went over with Khalifa to see. See Luo Wen rushing towards the direction where Moria fell. Knowing that Luo Wen is going to retrieve the shadow fruit next, Robin told everyone now. Walk. Oh, then, with Robin's order, Robin and Khalifa also chased in the direction Luo Wen was going. After a long time, Luo Wen took the lead to the position where Moria fell. I saw Moria, who was dying and didn't move for a while. See, Luo Wen hurriedly walked up. Fortunately, when I got closer, I found that Moria still had an extremely weak breath. Black coffin. Boom. Dare not to delay. Luo Wen immediately summoned Black Coffin. He squatted down again and carefully prepared to lift Moria into the black coffin. Woohoo! But right now, a strange sound came. Under Luo Wen's perception, something seemed to be approaching by his side. Feel different. Luo Wen frowned suddenly. He hurriedly stepped on the ground and backed away. Call! Almost at the same time, Luo Wen withdrew. 3 floating white figures flew out from the cover of the grass and landed on the spot where Luo Wen was just now. Ghost! After seeing the appearance of the sneak attack, Luo Wen was a little surprised. There are 3 white floating objects in front of me. They are 3 all-white ghosts. It's the power of the ghost fruit. The moment he saw the 3 ghosts, a figure appeared in Luo Wen's mind. One of the 3 monsters of the Moria pirates, Perona, Paramecia ghost fruit ability. These ghosts are apparently the negative ghosts released by Perona as the ghost fruit. The passive ghost doesn't have obvious offensive power, but it works, but it can give a headache. As long as it is passed through the body, negative emotions will be amplified infinitely, so that people lose the will to fight, become extremely negative. Advertisement at the moment. Luo Wen naturally doesn't have the time to play with these ghosts, and Perona, who released these ghosts, must have it first. You You leave me, Lord Moria. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." At this time, another figure fell from the sky. He wears a pink double ponytail on his head, wears a crown, and holds a burgundy umbrella in his hand. The body suspended in the sky undoubtedly proves that the person who comes is also a ghost. It's Perona. Seeing Perona appear, Luo Wen's eyes narrowed into a dangerous arc. The murderous aura that faintly revealed caused Perona to back away in fright. But after releasing the murderous aura, Luo Wen frowned again. It is clear this is not Perona's body either. Instead, Perona uses the ghost fruit to break away from the body's ghost clone. To solve these ghosts, you must find Perona's body. But looking at Moria on the ground again, I'm afraid it won't last this time. Captain, just when Luo Wen was thinking about what to do, Robin and Caliph arrive. After the two saw the floating Perona and the three little ghosts, they instantly entered a state of battle. You came just fine. I want to recycle the shadow fruit. The trouble is on you. Luo Wen immediately spoke to the two of them. Captain, you can rest assured to continue recycling. She gave it to us, heard. Robin and Caliph agreed. Pretend to attack Perona. And many more. Luo Wen immediately stopped the two of them. That's the power of the ghost fruit. It's useless to attack the ghost. Go find her body. 35. And also, be careful not to be pierced by her ghost. Luo Wen explained quickly to the two of them. Hear Luo Wen's words again. Robin and Caliph looked at each other and nodded suddenly. Understood. Haha. After the two agreed, towards both sides in the opposite direction from where they came, they scattered and rushed out. Wait a moment. Damn it. 35. How do you know my abilities? See Robin and Caliph both rushing into the distance. Perona couldn't even shout for the two of them. A little nervous. Surprised how Luo Wen knew about her ghost fruit ability. Why? Are you still going to spend it with me here? My people will soon find your identity. 99 Luo Wen pretended to be calm and threatened Perona. You! Hear Luo Wen's words. Perona is angry and helpless. He glanced at the dying Moria, and then glanced at the direction Robin and Caliph rushed out. One of them. It was rushing in the direction of her body. I will remember you. Moria-sama, wait for me. 35 dropped a harsh word. Ghost Perona took 3 negative ghosts and flew in the direction of the main body. Let's talk when you can survive both of them. Looking at the back of Perona leaving, Luo Wen shook his head. Luo Wen is very confident about the strength of Robin and Caliph. Not to mention Perona, it is a pirate with a stronger strength, and the two of them can also fight against one. Both are also dual demon fruit power. There is no need for Luo Wen to worry about anything. After confirming Perona's departure, Luo Wen took the time to lift Moria and put it into the black coffin. At the same time, I added a fruit that I carried with me. Advertisement beep. With the coffin lid of the forbidden black coffin closed. 4 flowers. A mysterious black light suddenly lit up in the self-forbidden black light. Finally, at the last minute, Moria was put in a black coffin. The power of the shadow fruit that should have been dissipated was also under the shackles of the forbidden magic black coffin. Enclosed in the fruit that Luo Wen put in. After a while, the black light gradually faded away. Luo Wen reopened the coffin lid, and a brand new devil fruit appeared in black coffin. Moria, who was lying there, was completely out of breath. See, Luo Wen accepted the brand new Ying fruit with a thought. The forbidden demon black coffin has been dispersed. Shadow fruit. I've got it. Looking at the shadow fruit in his hand, Luo Wen's mouth slightly raised. Speaking of which, the ability of shadow fruit and the ability of the ghost fruit, it is also a good match. 35. He remembered that Perona had almost caused him to toss for so long in vain and missed the shadow fruit. In Luo Wen's eyes, a killing intent flashed. Boom! Sudden, there was a loud explosion in the direction Caliph had just rushed to. In the distance, a cloud of exploding black smoke slowly rose. Seeing the direction in which the black smoke was rising, Luo Wen immediately realized. It should be Caliph who found Perona's body. Thought here, Luo Wen exerted his speed and rushed in the direction of the black smoke rising from the explosion. When Luo Wen came to the scene, he happened to meet Robin, who came to hear the news. Captain, 35 Moria's devil fruit? As soon as he saw Luo Wen, Robin asked suspiciously, "It has been successfully recovered." Luo Wen smiled and patted his clothes. Subsequently, the two looked towards the front at the same time. Khalifa is now playing against Perona. The explosion just now was caused by the ghost bomb Perona used. However, the power of the explosion was obviously avoided by Khalifa's dexterous movement. No injuries were seen on Khalifa. "Captain, you don't have to shoot. Just leave it to Khalifa. See." Robin also wanted to ask if she needed a shot. Luo Wen interrupted. With only one Perona, it's not enough to let Robin and Khalifa shoot together. Now that Perona's body has been found, the next step is Khalifa's solo show. On the scene, Khalifa and Perona, who were playing against each other, also noticed the arrival of Luo Wen and Robin. The moment I saw Luo Wen, Perona was briefly distracted. "Shay, how could Khalifa miss such a great opportunity?" I saw Khalifa's feet quickly connected to the ground. A shaved Shumpa dashed right in front of Perona. By the time Perona realized it was bad, it was too late. Finger pistol. 35 boom. In an instant, Khalifa's right hand quickly stretched out, and her index finger was on Perona's body. 6 forms, finger pistol is ready to use. The blow that gathered the strength of his entire body instantly penetrated Perona's body like a bullet. The powerful impact made Perona's body fly upside down quickly. At last, the heavy impact hit a rock before it stopped. Puff! Perona, after a stop, he couldn't help spitting out a large mouthful of blood and hurriedly covered the pierced wound on his chest with one hand. "Damn it, you actually attacked," Perona said angrily. "Did you think we were playing a game? Don't say such childish words." Khalifa raised her glasses slightly and said with a look of disdain, "Advertisement Chapter 88 World Government is such a good person. He delivered 3 top-quality fruits overnight." Here from Khalifa, Perona's face became very ugly. Now she is injured and her body has been found. And behind him, there are Luo Wen and Robin, who are eyeing them. The situation can be said to be very dangerous. "I fought with you. 35-foot hum." Thought here, Perona was hard-hearted. The other hand suddenly rose. In the palm of your hand, a special energy is released. The power of the ghost fruit was used without reservation. Ton ton ton. In a blink of an eye, a cloud of white energy was quickly released from Perona's palm. It gradually transformed into a ghost about 2 meters in size. "Look at me blowing you up." Extra large ghost bomb. Your next moment, the condensed, oversized ghost, with its arms and legs stretched out, rushed towards Khalifa regardless. This extra-large ghost, like the passive ghost, cannot be destroyed by physical attacks. Watching Perona release a ghost even bigger than before, Khalifa's eyes froze for a moment. Bubble fruit golden bubble. Whoa! With Khalifa one hand, a large amount of foam was released from Khalifa's body. Like a tide of foam, it spreads out at an extremely fast speed. Cover the ground around 240. Work in a while. The foam released by Khalifa spread to Perona's feet. Foam? Looking at the foam on the ground, Perona couldn't help but wonder. I thought Khalifa would use some amazing abilities. Result, it just unleashed this seemingly innocuous bubble. See, the corners of Perona's mouth couldn't help raising a smug arc inwardly thinking. It seems that she overestimated Khalifa. It looks like the battle is about to end. Looking at Luo Wen, who was watching the battle, he suddenly said. Luo Wen naturally saw Perona's disdain for bubbles. But Perona didn't know, when she was surrounded by bubbles, it has already decided her failure. Khalifa's talent is pretty good. Now I can use the bubble fruit with ease. 99 Luo Wen took another look at Khalifa. Couldn't help but praise. Unlike when he first ate the bubble fruit, Khalifa seems to be very compatible with the bubble fruit. Skilled in a short period of time, the foam can already be released to the extent that it covers a large area. It's a good talent. Yes, the people of CP9 have a very good foundation. Aside, Robin nodded in agreement. The newly added CP9 people are all 6-style users. The cultivation of the 6 forms is extremely cruel and difficult. There are absolutely high requirements for physical skills. The CP9 who can use the 6 styles proficiently will obviously have a stronger foundation than most people. After eating devil fruit, you will become familiar with the development ability faster. Just like Khalifa is now back on the field, looking at Perona's disdain for foam. At the corner of Khalifa's mouth, the confident arc became more and more obvious. Next moment, Khalifa's hands jerked up. Whoa! Advertisement, the foam that was still flowing on the ground, instantly under the control of Khalifa's mind. A wave of foam churned. The rising wave of foam was as tall as a person, just blocking Perona's vision. Pretend to be a ghost. No matter how much you control, it's just a deadly bubble. See? Perona snorted disdainfully again. Mini ghost bomb. Immediately after, Perona made a move with both hands. Two mini ghosts suddenly condensed and appeared, actively flying towards the rising bubble wave. Bang bang! It was followed by two explosions. The two mini ghosts exploded as soon as they approached the bubble wave. The impact force generated by the explosion dissipated the bubble waves. Seeing how easy it was to blow up the bubble wave, Perona was even more confident. And many more. Her body? What's going on? But just when Peloan was about to make a mockery. But found. In front of Khalifa, the surface of the whole body is like a layer of smooth grease. The body becomes smooth as a mirror. Slippery fruit, zero friction. Shave. Boom. At the same time, Khalifa stepped on the ground quickly with both feet. In an instant, it burst out. The zero friction of the slippery fruit reduces the resistance of the ground and air, plus the 6-style shave burst sprint. Let Khalifa rush towards Perona's figure, as if turned into afterimages. It is not easy to see with the naked eye. So fast. 35 Seeing the amazing speed of Khalifa, Luo Wen and Robin were surprised at the same time. The 6-style shaving is a move that pushes the speed beyond the limits of the human body. Now even the friction that slows it down is gone. Completely enhanced version of the shave. The speed is so fast that it can be compared with Weber's Buchner's leopard fruit and quick fruit. Disappeared? The other side. In Perona's eyes, Khalifa gradually disappeared. Realizing the bad Perona, he immediately wanted to step back and avoid it. Thump! But as soon as Perona took a step, the whole person slipped to the ground in an instant and fell to the ground. Until this time, only then did Perona realize that the bubbles around her completely blocked her movements. The ability to slip the fruit is what makes Khalifa itself smooth and frictionless. The ability of the bubble fruit is to make the ground within the scope of action smooth and frictionless. The most important thing is that these two abilities can also add to each other, so that the zero friction that originally only existed in theory can be easily achieved. Ultimate's zero friction, coupled with this addition and subtraction, undoubtedly lays the absolute advantage of Khalifa. Perona, who fell, couldn't even get up. The foam covering the ground has spread to her body. Call out. Next second, Khalifa pedaled extremely fast. The right finger, in a special finger pistol gesture, touched Perona's body. Death finger pistol whip. Boom! Khalifa, who was rushing in between the lightning and flint, hit Perona's body with a full blow. This move killed finger pistol, which directly penetrated a blood hole in Perona's body. The terrifying explosive force caused the ground to crack with astonishing traces. Just one hit. Perona spat out a large mouthful of blood on the spot, and her consciousness gradually became blurred. Looking at the extra-large ghost bomb that Perona just released, it didn't even have a chance to detonate. Just because the Perona of the able person himself was severely damaged and disappeared. You are too reliant on fruit abilities. Your body is simply vulnerable. After one hit, Khalifa lifted the frame of her glasses dashingly. Advertisement One-E-San Hockey is full of style. Then, Khalifa's thoughts moved again. The body was restored to its original state, and the foam on the surrounding ground also slowly dissipated. Clap, clap. At this time, Luo Wen and Robin also came over. Luo Wen applauded for Khalifa's neatness and one move to defeat the enemy without hesitation. Captain, hearing Luo Wen's applause, Khalifa's cheeks were a little embarrassed. Good. Slippery fruit paired with bubble fruit. The effect is quite obvious. Luo Wen said with a smile. Wait for Khalifa to develop both the slippery fruit and the bubble fruit to a certain extent. It can definitely make the stronger enemy suffer a big loss if you are caught off guard. That's what the captain gave me, Caliph said very honestly. Heard. Luo Wen smiled even more and did not continue on this topic. Then, Luo Wen glanced at Perona, who was lying on the broken ground. He was seriously injured and seemed to be dying. Black coffin. Boom. See. Luo Wen's thoughts moved. Immediately, Black Coffin was summoned. Captain, fruit. Aside, Robin knew that Luo Wen was about to start recycling Perona's devil fruit. He hurried forward and handed a fresh fruit to Luo Wen. You two are my good assistants. Needless to say, Robin can prepare what he needs in advance. Luo Wen praised with satisfaction. Immediately after, the lid of the coffin was opened, and Perona was lifted in, while the prepared fruit was placed. Beep! When the coffin lid was closed again, the mysterious black light belonging to the forbidden magic black coffin suddenly lit up. The collection of devil fruit in Perona began. After a long time, the dark light faded away. The coffin lid was reopened, and Luo Wen took out a brand new devil fruit from it. Reborn ghost fruit. As for Perona, he also lost his breath completely. The world government really takes care of us. No, we're missing devil fruit. This time, I took the initiative to have someone send 3 of them. Received the ghost fruit and lifted the forbidden magic black coffin. Luo Wen said with a smile. This was originally a 1.5 game secret deal between world government and Shichibukai Moria. Tried to eliminate Luo Wen and the evil pirates. But the world government never thought of it. Moria and the Moria pirates were directly destroyed in this shot. Luo Wen also harvested additional shadow fruit, ghost fruit, and transparent fruit. If this was known to the world government, I would probably have vomited blood on the spot. If they knew you had the ability to retrieve devil fruit, Captain, I guess we'll have to send Admiral to come forward in person. Robin and Caliph both laughed. The current Luo Wen and the evil pirates are both growing rapidly. The most terrifying thing about the evil pirates is not their current scale and strength. It was Captain Luo Wen who gave the crew unlimited potential. As long as Luo Wen is still alive, the evil pirates will have the opportunity to generate more double demon fruit power. The birth of every double demon fruit power. Undoubtedly, it will raise the overall strength of the evil pirates by a notch. The future develops. It is definitely a pirate group that can rival or even surpass the 4 Emperor's pirates. Let's go. The ghost fruit has also been recovered, gone back. Subsequently, the 3 did not continue to stay on the island and returned to the shore where they came. Advertisement Chapter 89 Arrive at Sabaody Archipelago, the Golden Emperor. After a while, Luo Wen and the 3 returned to the pirate ship. Luo Wen did not directly state that the ghost fruit and shadow fruit have been recovered. Just a brief explanation to confirm Moria's death. As for the devil fruit collected in the hand, we will find an opportunity to distribute it later. Silent all night. Since Moria was beheaded by Luo Wen, everyone has not encountered any harassment. The next day, everyone woke up early under Luo Wen's orders. The pirate ship set sail and continued to sail towards the Sabaody Archipelago. Late that night, under the full speed of the pirate ship, Luo Wen and his party finally arrived at Sabaody Archipelago successfully. Subsequently, the pirate ship enters the shipyard port in Sabaody Archipelago number 50. Here, the pirate ship can also finish the coating smoothly. After a while, the pirate ship docks steadily on the shore of the port. It's finally here. Luo Wen and his party came to the deck. Looking at the lively Sabaody Archipelago, who was still feasting and feasting even though it was late at night, I couldn't help feeling a little bit. Sabaody Archipelago is the only way for all pirates to go to the New World. Therefore, all kinds of pirates, black merchants in the underground world, etc. gather here all year round, and the fish and dragons are mixed. Marines have their own quarters in the Sabaody Archipelago, too. Captain, someone is coming. Just when Luo Wen stretched a lot, Weber, who was standing beside the guardrail, suddenly spoke to Luo Wen. The voice fell. Everyone came to the edge of the 11 guardrail. Look in the direction of the port town. As predicted, it was late at night, few people passed by, and the port area was empty. Under the dark night, a figure slowly walked over from the direction of the town near the port. This strange scene undoubtedly made everyone vigilant in an instant. Other side, it seems to be heading straight for them, quickly. As the people approached, Luo Wen and others gradually saw each other's appearance. He was a middle-aged man in his 30s with a slightly fat body. Apart from being somewhat obese, there was nothing to notice. The overall image and appearance belonged to the kind of ordinary residents who were thrown into the crowd and cannot be found. "Captain, it's my own person." After seeing the appearance of the person coming, Robin suddenly said, "Heard." Luo Wen took a closer look. Sure enough, on the chest of the middle-aged man, he saw a special badge belonging to a member of the Baroque studio. "Don't be nervous. It's really my own." Luo Wen immediately signaled everyone not to be nervous. Then, waiting for people to gradually come to the pirate ship. After boarding the pirate ship, the middle-aged man glanced around the crowd. Finally, he focused his attention on Luo Wen. You're Captain Luo Wen, right? I am one of the heads of intelligence work at the Baroque studio, Sabaody Archipelago. 55. Because of the special nature of the work, please forgive me that I am the only one here. Advertisement. The middle-aged man took a deep breath and tried to calm down his inner excitement. Immediately, he introduced himself to Luo Wen. "The captain should just call me Mr. 28. The middle-aged man said again. Although the Baroque studio has been transformed into an intelligence organization, some old institutional rules still remain. Just like all members of the company will not use their real names, but will be referred to by code names. Men are headed by Mr. plus the corresponding number, and women are headed by Mississippi. The smaller the number, the stronger the strength and the higher the status in the Baroque studio. The importance of Sabaody Archipelago. Baroque Studio has already sent people into the Development Intelligence Network. One of the people in charge is the Mr. 28 in front of him. This time, it was also the first time for Mr. 28 to meet their immediate boss Luo Wen. Excited mood can be imagined. Since Luo Wen took charge of the Baroque Studio, the generous salary package has made the bottom members better than before. Therefore, in the minds of Baroque Studio members, Luo Wen's status is still very high. More importantly, their immediate boss is amazingly strong. All the magnificent achievements in the past, regardless of strength or financial resources, have made the members willing to follow from their hearts. Don't be cautious. We just arrived at Sabaody Archipelago. Help us find a place to rest first. Luo Wen waved his hand and said indifferently. Baroque Studio is an organization that collects intelligence, and there is no absolute information exposure among its members. It is understandable that the other members scattered across the Sabaody Archipelago did not show up. And most of these members are integrated into the local area like ordinary residents. It is very difficult for ordinary people to find out. My subordinates have already prepared a place for the captain and everyone to live, just in the town ahead. I'll lead the way, Heard. Luo Wen's good temper made Mr. 28 relax a lot. Then signaled to the crowd. Hard work. Blueno stayed and watched the pirate ship. The rest come with me to town. After confessing to let Blueno stay to guard the pirate ship, Luo Wen and his party followed Mr. 28 and rushed in the direction of the port town. After a long time, people came to town under the leadership of Mr. 28, turned left and right in the street, and finally stopped at the entrance of an old clothing store. This clothing store is one of the strongholds we bought. Usually, it is mainly used to organize the collected information and send it to the headquarters. Stopping at the door of the clothing store, Mr. 28 explained to Luo Wen again. Say it. Mr. 28 took out the key, opened the clothing store, and took the lead in walking in. What catches the eye is the neatly arranged variety of clothing. At first glance, it is no different from an ordinary clothing store. With the clothing store well covered, it's hard for anyone to link it to an intelligence organization. Immediately after, under the lead of Mr. 28, Luo Wen and his party walked through the lobby of the clothing store and came to a small door built in. Behind the small door is an exit that leads to the back of the clothing store. The other side, it is an upward ladder. Everyone climbed the stairs again and came to the second floor of the clothing store, and the whole space suddenly became much wider. There are tables in the huge room. It's piled high with all kinds of Sabaody Archipelago information, big and small. This is where the information is organized. Advertisement. The third floor further up is a room that can be used for temporary living. 99. The place is relatively simple. I wonder what Captain Luo Wen thinks? If it doesn't fit, I could book a room at a nearby hotel. Mr. 28 then introduced. Don't be so troublesome. It's fine here. Where other people's places are, there is no place for them to be safe. Luo Wen quickly shook his head and said, despite the small size of the place, the decor is not extraordinarily luxurious. After all, it is a base for sorting out information, and it is more inclined to secrecy. But although the sparrow is small, it has all the internal organs. There should be. It's all here. Tell us a little bit about the current situation at Sabaody Archipelago. Also, the coding of the pirate ship and the supply of materials. After looking around the room, Luo Wen instructed Mr. 28. Yes. Come here, everyone. 35 upon receiving Luo Wen's instructions, Mr. 28 immediately signaled and brought everyone to a larger table in the room. On the desktop at this time, there was a map of Sabaody Archipelago. Next, based on the map, I explained it to everyone in detail. The map is also more detailed, and even the current peace and the strength of the pirate group are marked. Under Mr. 28's careful explanation, everyone quickly learned about the current situation of Sabaody Archipelago. Regarding the coding of the pirate ship, it normally takes 3 days to code the pirate ship. 99, but we spent a lot of money and hired 240 local craftsmen with better craftsmanship. If we speed up the work, the coding should be completed in 2 days. After explaining the situation of Sabaody Archipelago, Mr. 28 continued. 2 days faster than expected. No problem. Just take advantage of these 2 days to purchase enough supplies. Heard. Luo Wen nodded in satisfaction. The members of the Baroque studio were notified in advance, which saved Luo Wen a lot of things. When you finish purchasing the supplies tomorrow, you can contact Makita first. 99. Take the art proverbs to the new world first. Luo Wen looked at the CP9 crowd and said, material supply, coding, and then enter new world from another route. I don't know how many days the whole process will take. Before that, Luo Wen planned to let everyone from CP9 go to New World with a group of Baroque studio members as originally planned. Understood. Everyone in CP9 agreed. Then, everyone discussed the detailed plans and arrangements again. It was not until the early hours of the morning that I rested at the clothing store. Noon the next day, in the Baroque studio, only Luo Wen, Robin, and Califo are left. The rest of the people, under the arrangement of Mr. 28, went to the specialty shops in areas 40 to 49 to buy the necessary supplies. Whoa. Just as the three of Luo Wen waited patiently, the phone in the room suddenly rang. Hearing the movement, Luo Wen answered the phone in confusion. On the other end of the phone bug, Mr. 28's voice came. Ship, Captain, I have something urgent to report to you. It can be heard that Mr. 28's tone is slightly urgent. Golden Emperor. The people of the Golden Emperor have found us. 99, say you want to negotiate a deal with the captain. They are in the pirate ship coding area now. Advertisement chapter 90. The name of the Golden Emperor is so scary. Mr. 28 explained quickly. Golden Emperor? Hearing the name that was not unfamiliar in his memory, Luo Wen was a little surprised. The Golden Emperor Gilder Tetsolo. Paramecia Golden Fruit ability. Sitting on the world's largest entertainment city, Golden City. It also owns 20% of Bailey's wealth in the world. This amazing existence with both strength and financial resources actually appeared in the Sabaody Archipelago. Want to negotiate a deal with Luo Wen? Captain, rest assured, our pirate ship has not been found. It's just that they contacted us through intelligence mongers. 35. I said I wanted to meet you. Mr. 28 continued. The subordinates of the Golden Emperor also found Mr. 28 through a message from a third party. And now they are in the shipbuilding coding area not far from the town. Captain, the people of the Golden Emperor, see or not see? Mr. 28 asked again. I'm also trying to figure out their intentions. You wait for me at the port. I'll rush over now. Luo Wen thought for a while, and finally decided to meet the Golden Emperor for a while. Say, Luo Wen hung up the phone bug. Captain, the Comer is not good. The Golden Emperor is mainly active in the New World. 55. Now there are people specially sent to the Sabaody Archipelago to find you. Not unusual. Calipha, who also heard the conversation between Luo Wen and Mr. 28, immediately said with a serious face. The name of the Golden Emperor Calipha, who worked for CP9 in the past, has naturally heard of it. Precisely because he owns 20% of the world's Bailey, He has the ability of golden fruit. Tesla secretly controls an unknown number of industries around the world. The power is so great that the black and white takes all. What is even more exaggerated is that even the power of the world government can be used. Being targeted by the Golden Emperor is definitely not a good thing. Don't worry, the other party also made it clear. Just wanted to come and talk to us about a deal. 5 furthermore. 39, even if he himself comes, I'm not afraid, not to mention his subordinates. Just look at this famous Golden Emperor. What medicine is sold in the gourd? Luo Wen smiled confidently. Subsequently, Luo Wen, Robin, and Khalifa left the base and went to the port yesterday. As soon as the three of them arrived at the port, they saw Mr. 28, who was pacing back and forth anxiously. Captain Luo Wen. As soon as the three of Luo Wen came, Mr. 28 stopped pacing. It seems to be more confident. Lead the way. 35 Luo Wen immediately gestured. Under Luo Wen's suggestion, the group of 4 continued to walk towards the area where the ships docked at the port. Quickly, Mr. 28 led the way to the side of a pirate ship that was very ornately decorated and looked expensive. This ship is from the Golden Emperor. After all, it is also the owner of the money, so I don't know how practical this ship is. The deck is full. It's Captain Luo Wen. Mr. Tanaka has been waiting for a long time. Please get on board. At this time, a pirate subordinate noticed Luo Wen and the 4 of them and said politely, "Mr. Tanaka?" After careful reflection in his mind, Luo Wen finally remembered who this Mr. Tanaka was. One of the cadres of the Golden Emperor Tetsolo. Paramecia wears fruit ability. Advertisement at the same time. He is also the chief guard in charge of the security work of the Golden City. It can be said that Tetsolo is more trusted confidant. Mr. 28, just stay here. The 3 of us can go up. Heard. Luo Wen gave an order to Mr. 28 beside him. Immediately, with Robin and Khalifa, they boarded the luxurious pirate ship. Mr. 28 is mainly engaged in the intelligence-gathering work of the Baroque studio. There is no actual combat power. It is still unclear what the other party's intentions are, and of course he doesn't want to put Mr. 28 in danger. After a while, the 3 Luo Wen boarded the pirate ship. On the deck of the pirate ship, a group of figures gathered here. It seems to have been waiting for a long time. The leader was the pirate called Mr. Tanaka, to Luo Wen's surprise. Beside Tanaka, there is another figure that is very familiar in memory. Karina, the famous singer of the Golden City, is also a subordinate of Teslo. And Karina is also Nami's fellow thief. Teslo should not know yet. Karina joined his subordinates, just staring at his treasure, looking for an opportunity to steal his treasure house. Did not expect. Tetsolo even sent Karina. Captain Luo Wen, it's better to be famous than to meet. I'm Tanaka. I came to Sabaody Archipelago specially at the order of Lord Tetsolo to discuss a deal with you. 5 the person they recognized was Luo Wen, who they were going to see this time. Tanaka explained his purpose very directly. I heard that Captain Luo Wen has an ark made of gold, which also contains a large amount of gold. Lord Tetsolo, willing to pay twice the market price. Buy all the gold in Captain Luo Wen's hands. I wonder if Captain Luo Wen is willing to give up his love? Tanaka continued. It was for the gold of the art proverbs and Sky Island. After thinking about it carefully, Luo Wen understood the value of gold goes without saying. In particular, Tetsolo's golden fruit ability can perfectly match with gold. Tetsolo's purpose is to collect all the gold and strengthen his golden city. Thus, the golden city will become even more indestructible. The more gold you hold, the stronger Teslo will be. After listening to Tanaka's words, Luo Wen immediately shook his head. What? 35. Does Captain Luo Wen feel that the price is not satisfactory? 35 double. How about twice the price? 55C. Tanaka frowned slightly. Double the price again. Tetsolo's order to him was to take the motto of the ark made of gold and the gold on it at all costs. To know, even Teslo's wealth has surpassed the average country. But if you want to collect gold with higher purity, it is not just about having money. Especially the gold produced in Sky Island Shandora is extremely pure and extremely rare. That's why Tetsolo really wanted to get all the gold in Luo Wen's hands. However, even if the price doubled. Luo Wen still shook his head. 3 times? Captain Luo Wen, this is already a very high price. You should have also heard of our Golden City. 99, as long as you're willing to make this deal. Lord Tetsolo may promise that you will be his friend. Advertisement. I believe that Captain Luo Wen understands the weight of this sentence. 99. Seeing Luo Wen, he still shook his head. Tanaka raised the price again, and threw out what he thought was very tempting. With Tetsolo's power, no matter the world government or the pirates, there are countless people fighting to win him over. Being able to become Tetsolo's friend will undoubtedly bring many conveniences and benefits. I think you misunderstood. You pay 100 times the price. 35. I'm not going to sell boat mantras. Luo Wen admitted frankly. The art proverbs were brought from Sky Island and used as the secret weapon of the air combat of the most evil pirates. Getting Makita to fly high in the sky with lion fruit can have unexpected results. Not only that, art proverbs can also cooperate with Luo Wen's thunder fruit to release large-scale thunder bombing attacks such as Unlea. How could Luo Wen sell an important secret weapon because of some money? Moreover, Luo Wen, who owned Sky Island Shandola Gold, was not short of money. Tr. 35 heard. Tanaka's face instantly turned gloomy. This is the first time someone has heard the name of the Golden Emperor. How dare you refuse like that? Captain Luo Wen, I advise you to think carefully. 35. Offend our Golden City and make Lord Tetsolo unhappy. Definitely not a wise decision. Tanaka began to make threats. You and your evil pirates. The next goal is to enter the New World. 99. There are powers in our Golden City all over there. Do you want your crew to have an accident? Tongue. Tanaka's voice just fell. This blatant threat still involves the crew of the evil pirates. In an instant, Luo Wen's eyes narrowed into a dangerous arc. In an instant, a strong murderous aura quietly emanated from Luo Wen's body. Feel the murderous aura emanating from Luo Wen. Robin and Califa next to Luo Wen also entered a state of vigilance. As long as Tanaka dares to make the next move, the two of them will also shoot immediately. Ka. The other side. He also seemed to sense the cold, murderous aura of Luo Wen and the others. On the deck, a pirate subordinate brought by Na Tanaka. They set up their firearms one after another and aimed their guns at Luo Wen and the 3 of them. Same. As long as Tanaka gave an order, a group of pirates will pull the trigger without hesitation. Shoot Luo Wen into a hornet's nest. On the contrary, it was Karina next to Tanaka, her brows furrowed into a ball. She didn't come here desperately. If it wasn't for Tetsolo, who still didn't trust her, she would have to accompany her personally. No matter what, Karina will never leave the Golden City and come to Sabaody Archipelago to find trouble with Luo Wen. Indeed. 35. Doing this will offend your Golden Emperor Taizolo. Just in the atmosphere of tension between the two sides, Luo Wen spoke again. Hear what Luo Wen said before. The corners of Tanaka's mouth lifted slightly. It seems that he has already thought of the turning point of Luo Wen's next words, because he was afraid of Tetsolo's strength and the huge power of the Golden City. In Tanaka's eyes, he should just give in obediently. Even Tanaka thought about it. As long as the other party succumbs, they will take the opportunity to haggle again. The difference in the middle will naturally fall into his hands. But when Tanaka was still immersed in his own fantasy. Advertisement chapter 91. The fruit of wearing wear. The thief Karina, what Luo Wen said next made Tanaka's eyes widen in horror. Since it will be offended, it is destined to be an enemy. In this way, it seems that I don't need to let you go. There are no twists and turns. The murderous intent revealed in the words is even more intense. You're looking for. Boom! Luo Wen's voice fell. Tanaka, who suddenly woke up, had not finished speaking. Luo Wen raised his hand like lightning. An extremely fast lightning bolt was instantly released from the palm of his hand, and it slashed towards Tanaka. Boom! Unprepared, Tanaka's body was hit directly by the lightning, and an amazing thunder explosion sounded suddenly. Immediately after, it was Tanaka who was directly blown away by the thunder explosion and finally hit the ship heavily. Start! He actually dared to attack Tanaka-sama. Kill him, shot. The sudden scene made the surrounding pirates' subordinates froze in shock. No one thought of it. In Tanaka have moved out the name of the Golden Emperor Taizolo. Luo Wen dares to do it directly. After the shock, the pirates, who had recovered, were about to pull the trigger on Luo Wen and the three of them to shoot. Our captain, it's not your turn to bother, you scoundrels. 99 two sentences. They were said by Robin and Khalifa successively. Flower, flower, fruit, 8 round, flower cramp. Bubble, fruit, relax, bubble. Next moment, Robin crossed his arms and clenched his palms against the air. An arm suddenly grew out of the body of the pirate on the left. Click, click, click. Immediately after, the arms that grow out firmly grasped the pirates' necks, arms, and feet. Violent force backwards. There was a sound of bones breaking, followed by a sound. The other side. Plop, plop, plop. A large number of bubbles released by Khalifa's hands were absorbed onto the body of the pirate on the right. In a blink of an eye, the body of the pirates on the right became very smooth, and they could not even stand up, let alone attack. All lost power. Just a face-to-face effort. The pirates' subordinates that Tanaka brought this time. They were both subdued by Robin and Khalifa. Gollum, see this scene? Karina, the only one in the middle who wasn't involved, swallowed a mouthful of saliva nervously. He looked at Luo Wen with some fear in his eyes. The combat power of the two sides is simply not on the same level. Immediately after, in Karina's eyes, Luo Wen walked towards her step by step. You don't come here. I'm just here to spread the word. Seeing Luo Wen walking slowly towards her face, Karina raised her throat with fear. A trembling voice explained. Don't want. However, under Karina's cry, Luo Wen passed Karina directly. Did not attack it. Continued to move forward, walking towards the direction where Tanaka collided and fell. See, Karina let out a sigh of relief. Cough, cough. What a quick attack. Look at Tanaka, holding the scorched black and festering wound on his chest. He stood up again. Advertisement. There was blood flowing from the corners of his mouth, and his face was full of surprise. Luo Wen's shot was quick just now. Before Tanaka could react, he was struck by lightning. That's not a power he can contend with at all. Luo Wen, you will regret this. Fight against our golden city. Resisting the severe pain in his chest, Tanaka uttered a harsh word. Immediately after, Devil Fruit has great abilities. The surface of Mr. Tion's body lit up with a unique energy light. And with the coverage of the energy rays appear, Tanaka's body actually ignored the deck floor under his feet. Begin to slowly penetrate the dive. It is Tanaka's ability to wear fruit. The ability to traverse all non-living bodies. Knowing that Luo Wen is not afraid of the title of the Golden Emperor, and his strength is not at all that he can handle, Tanaka resolutely chose to leave his companions behind and flee immediately. The time required for the development of the piercing fruit implementation was long enough for Luo Wen to respond. This is easy. Seeing that Tanaka was about to run away, how would Luo Wen let the devil fruit delivered to his door? Luo Wen's thoughts. The body released small thunderbolts. Countless Lei Meng entangled Luo Wen's feet and the saber kushui around his waist. Thundering. Draw the sword and slash. Nourishing. In an instant, Luo Wen stepped out abruptly. The figure suddenly turned into a lightning flash at a very high speed, and it flashed past. At the same time, the body crosses Tanaka. The palm holding the handle of Kushui's knife exerted force, and in a flash, he drew the knife and slashed towards Tanaka. With the speed of the knife, even in Tanaka's eyes, he could only see the flash of lightning and the light of the knife. Then, Luo Wen appeared behind Tanaka. The body maintains the posture of slashing out with the sword drawn. Puff! Next second, Tanaka, who had dived with half of his feet, suddenly trembled. An astonishing knife edge burst out from his chest in an instant. Blood spurted out like a fountain of blood, splashing all over the place. After receiving this fatal blow, Tanaka's ability to wear fruit was also forced to stop. So it appeared. Funny picture of the upper body on the deck floor and the lower body escaping under the floor. Under the massive loss of blood, Tanaka's consciousness is also dissipating at an alarming rate. After being struck by lightning and slashed by Luo Wen successively, Tanaka, who had no means of defense, could no longer support it. Robin, Khalifa, except for this woman. The rest are settled, see. Luo Wen gave an order to Robin and Khalifa at the back. In a word, the death of the pirates was pronounced on the spot. Learn, get Luo Wen's order. Robin and Khalifa shot again, one by one completely attacking in a way that didn't leave a hole. The pirates at the scene, constantly BBBF, died in the hands of the two. Black coffin. Boom! At the same time, Luo Wen's mind moved again. The forbidden magic black coffin was summoned immediately. Boom! After summoning the forbidden demon black coffin, Luo Wen pushed open the coffin lid with one hand. The other hand slashed the deck floor where Tanaka was trapped. Then, he lifted Tanaka, who was dying, and put it into the black coffin. At the same time, put a pre-prepared fruit. Cover the coffin. Beep! All of a sudden, the surface of the forbidden demon black coffin lit up with a deep and mysterious black light. Tanaka's piercing fruit power in the coffin began to block the fresh fruit. After a while, the black light gradually dissipated. Luo Wen pushed open the coffin lid again. Advertisement: a brand new devil fruit was taken out from it. It was successfully recovered. Tanaka's Chuan fruit. After accepting the Chuan fruit, Luo Wen's thoughts moved. The forbidden demon black coffin has been dispersed. On the spot, only Tanaka's dead body was left. After doing this, Luo Wen turned around. He looked at Karina behind him, and this time Karina already stared blankly. Karina, who had never dared to move, was obviously referring to what had just happened. All in sight. After wandering in the world of pirates for so long, I also stole many treasures. The presence of Karina natural devil fruit. Also heard some rules of devil fruit, but just now Karina saw it with her own eyes. Luo Wen obviously put an ordinary fruit into the coffin. And the dying Tanaka. This blink of an eye, Tanaka died, and a brand new devil fruit appeared. Smart Karina, who didn't realize this amazing secret. Obviously, it was the coffin just now that reborn devil fruit. This ability deeply shocked Karina's heart. But more so, the more Karina felt wrong. After all, this kind of ability, once spread out, is enough to shake the whole sea. She saw the whole process again. In this way, Luo Wen estimated that it would be even more impossible to let her leave alive. Then meet Luo Wen's gaze. Karina took a half step back in subconscious fear. Oh, huh? But right now, Robin and Khalifa also cleaned up the pirates on board. The two who rushed back just blocked Karina's retreat. See, Karina burst into tears. You have seen it all. That's one of my abilities. Recycling devil fruit. 35 Luo Wen spoke to Karina. Captain Luo Wen, you adults don't care about villains. It was just a misunderstanding. 35. I'm just an unremarkable subordinate who came here after being threatened by Tetsolo. I didn't see anything just now. Can you just pretend that I haven't been here and let me go? Heard. Karina begged Luo Wen for mercy and explained. Completely talking nonsense. No, you did see it just now. It's my secret. You should understand that people who know the secret should never tell it. 5. The best way is to kill her. Talking. Luo Wen glanced at the black knife kushui in his hand, intentionally or unintentionally. Captain Luo Wen, I'm really not from Tetsolo. I joined them, just to steal their gold. That's it. You let me go. I promise never to reveal your secrets. Karina was still begging for mercy. What was ushered in was Luo Wen shaking his head in dissatisfaction. Seeing Luo Wen's dissatisfaction again and again, Karina's whole body suddenly felt like a deflated ball. The shoulders drooped weakly. The man also slumped to the ground. Karina knew that Luo Wen really wanted to kill her. She is absolutely incapable of resisting. Seeing Karina's desperate look, Luo Wen suddenly laughed. Behind Karina, Robin and Khalifa laughed too. Both Robin and Khalifa knew it. If Luo Wen really wanted to kill Karina, he wouldn't talk so much nonsense with her. The words just now were probably just making fun of Karina. It's not that there is no room for negotiation. Advertisement Chapter 92, where plus transparent. Create the #1 thief in the pirate world. I am a person who trusts my crew a lot. Join my pirate group? I cannot kill you. Really? Luo Wen's next words confirmed Robin's conjecture. What? Heard. Karina was dumbfounded. She didn't know what Luo Wen was working on. This guy is so murderous. Why did he invite her to join the pirate group in a blink of an eye? What do you mean? Seeing that there is a silver lining, Karina will naturally not let it go. He quickly asked Luo Wen, I know you didn't lie to me. You did want to steal Tetsolo's gold. You don't really want to join them either. That's one of the reasons why I kept you. Luo Wen continued, rather than living a life of one's own fears. 35. Why don't you join my pirate group? With me, you can definitely get more, including Tetsolo's gold, if there is a chance. I don't mind grabbing the gold. Isn't that better than risking your life to steal? Luo Wen said in one breath. Recruit Karina, except that she doesn't really want to join Tetsolo. On the other hand, the reason is that I like Karina's intelligence gathering ability and superb stealing technology. After seeing Tanaka appear, the plan is to recycle the fruit of Ware. Luo Wen has a brand new double devil fruit matching plan in his mind. Paramecia Ware's fruit ignores all obstacles and travels freely between non-living bodies. Paramecia transparent fruit, invisible even observation hockey can't perceive it, coupled with Karina's superb stealing skills. Once these two devil fruits develop, can they both become the strongest thieves? The appearance of Karina is like a perfect opportunity. Let the devil fruit collected by Luo Wen have a good, useful place. Hearing Luo Wen's heartfelt solicitation, I have to say, Karina was really tempted. As Luo Wen said, Karina has always done it alone, although it will be more rewarding when it is done. But the danger is undoubtedly greater. Do not know when will be discovered by the enemy with Karina's current strength. If you encounter an enemy like Tetsolo, it is absolutely impossible to survive. This is also the reason why Karina, who has been slow to act, has been looking for the best time. But joining Luo Wen's pirate group is different. Luo Wen's strength is completely open to grab it, not to mention winning, even if it's just delaying Tetsolo. Karina is confident that she can evacuate Tetsolo's home. Besides, I have another ability. After becoming my crew member, I can give me the physique to gain the ability of double devil fruit. Seeing that Karina was obviously moved, Luo Wen even threw out a big temptation. Double devil fruit ability. I also have a transparent fruit in my hand, plus the Chuan fruit I just recovered. If you join, I will give these two devil fruits. All given to you. Luo Wen then briefly told Karina about the matching plan of transparent fruit and wearing fruit. Double devil fruit ability? Hearing this incredible news, Karina was shocked. Naturally, Karina also knows what a terrifying boost the two devil fruits will bring. Not just an increase in strength. Transparent fruit and the ability to wear through fruit are just any of them. Karina is coveted. That will definitely make her Rogue Karina famous all over the world. A very attractive offer indeed. Just how can I believe what you just said? Karina asked cautiously. If it is according to what Luo Wen said, advertisement, well, Karina really wants to join this very evil pirate group. Only Luo Wen's rhetoric alone is obviously not enough to prove it. After all, this pair of devil fruit abilities is something that has never been heard of before. Robin Khalifa. 99 seems to see Karina's concerns too. Luo Wen immediately nodded to Robin and Khalifa. Don't doubt our captain's words. We, the core crew, are all double demon fruit power. 99. You should be thanked for your luck by being selected by Captain Luo Wen. Robin answered. Immediately, Robin and Khalifa, respectively, showed off their two devil fruit abilities. Robin made a move with both hands. First, Flower Fruit's arm quickly grew out. Immediately after, the surface of the arm quickly changed into a sharp blade. Flower Fruit and Dice Fruit were immediately revealed. Then came Khalifa. The bubble fruit foam released at will cooperates with the slippery fruit. Make the deck frictionless. Khalifa, who came and went freely on it, made Karina stunned. Flower Fruit, Dice Fruit, Slippery Fruit, Bubble Fruit. His crew, as expected, are double demon fruit power, with Robin and Khalifa showing. Karina finally believed in this unprecedented thing. I also believed that Luo Wen could give the crew a double devil fruit physique. Now you can believe what I say. And since you know that Tetsolo sent you to me to buy gold, 35 should also know that I own a lot of gold. You will definitely be treated better when you stay in the pirate group than when you wander around looking for a target. How about it? Have you decided yet? After Robin and Khalifa showed, Luo Wen finally asked Karina. I would like to join. Heard. Karina didn't hesitate any longer and agreed decisively. The sincerity shown by Luo Wen is big enough. And mixing with Luo Wen seems to be very promising. Why not do it? Hearing Karina agree, Luo Wen nodded in satisfaction. Then let you eat these 2 devil fruits while there is still time. 35 Luo Wen said immediately. While the iron is hot, now that Karina has joined, let's just arrange the double devil fruit abilities all at once. Become a dual demon fruit power earlier, Karina is also familiar with the use of control. Now, hearing Luo Wen's words, Karina couldn't help being a little surprised again. According to Karina's idea, such an important double devil fruit ability. No matter what, I have to wait for her to join for a while. And what kind of test will I be given? But who would have thought that as soon as she agreed, Luo Wen would give her the ability? This is so bold. Karina didn't know, but Luo Wen was quite familiar with Karina. Knowing Karina's character, since he agreed to join 4 flowers, it will not be easily betrayed. Of course, this is not the same as past cooperative theft. There is no doubt about employing people. No need for suspects. The first sentence was spoken by Luo Wen, followed by Robin and Khalifa. For Luo Wen's generosity, both of them had an early experience. Advertisement seeing the 3 people answering in such a tacit way. For a while, including Karina, all 4 laughed. The atmosphere is very harmonious. Bring it on. The first is the first devil fruit. Wear through the fruit. 35 after laughing. Luo Wen will wear the fruit and give it to Karina. After all, it was the first time to eat devil fruit, and Karina was a little nervous. After receiving the Chuan fruit, he fixed his eyes on the Chuan fruit for a long time. Subsequently, take a deep breath. Take a bite. Well, it's so bad. The legendary devil fruit. It turned out to be this flavor. After taking a bite, the unbearable taste almost didn't make Karina spit it out on the spot. But when I think of this as a very rare devil fruit, when I think of the ability she is about to have, Karina bit her head and took a few bites, forcibly swallowing the piercing fruit. After a while, there seems to be a force in my body. But after eating, nothing has changed? After eating the Chuan fruit, Karina seemed a little disappointed. He also looked at his body carefully, but there is no such amazing change as expected. Karina, take it. Heard. Luo Wen smiled. He immediately grabbed a wooden board and threw it towards Karina. And many more? The sudden wooden plank surprised Karina. There was no time to dodge. Karina had to subconsciously raise her palm. A miraculous scene happened. Under nervous reflexes, the ability to wear through the fruit. The piece of wood that flew towards Karina immediately passed through Karina's raised arm. It finally landed on the ground beside him. It's the ability to wear fruit. See, Karina was extremely surprised. Remember the feeling of using devil fruit power just now. Follow my training plan in the future and practice more. Presumably, even if it is an iron wall, you can easily pass through it. Luo Wen continued. After all, she just ate the fruit of wear and tear, and the current Karina is still unable to move freely between non-living bodies. However, there is a crew training program designated by Luo Wen, which will be guided. I think Karina should be able to get started quickly. Karina agreed. Next is the second transparent fruit. Before eating the second devil fruit, I will remove the negative effects of devil fruit for you. Talking. Luo Wen walked up to Karina, stretched out his palm, and put it on Karina's forehead. Beep! Next moment, driven by Luo Wen's thoughts, the familiar light of azure blue energy was released from Luo Wen's palm. In the blink of an eye, the flow covered Karina's entire body. Karina only felt a warm current rush through her body. The energy light gradually faded away. All right, Luo Wen retracted his palm and gave the second devil fruit to the Karina people. Advertisement Chapter 93 Doflamingo's attention. Devil Fruit Auction Invitation. It's time to eat the second devil fruit. The negative effects of devil fruit have been eliminated, Luo Wen immediately indicated. Hear Luo Wen's order. With the experience of the last devil fruit, Karina closed her eyes. He ate the second transparent fruit with a big mouthful. When the transparent fruit is completely eaten, Karina's body suddenly lit up with a transparent shimmer. With a shimmering light. Next moment, Karina's body began to gradually become transparent from head to toe. In a blink of an eye, Karina disappeared out of thin air. Disappeared, see. Caliphus still couldn't help but be surprised. The transparent fruit may not bring about an increase in attack power, but the auxiliary performance is definitely full. The transparency that even the sight, hearing, and color can't detect is enough to quietly approach the enemy. Unbeknownst to the opponent, deal a fatal blow. Various infiltration tasks can also be perfectly competent. As long as you don't make a sound, even if you face an enemy that is much stronger than you can get away with it. Luo Wen also said with admiration. In the original book, the transparent fruit finally fell on Shiryu of the reign of the Blackbeard pirates. The transparent stealth of 240, coupled with Shiryu's superb swordsmanship. It is simply the existence of a bug. Over time, when Karina grows up, she can also kill people invisibly. Subsequently, after trying the ability of transparent fruit again, Karina lifted the transparency and reappeared in front of Luo Wen and the three of them. One more thing to remind you. The only ones who know my special abilities are the core crew members who have been selected by me. Besides, can you expose the ability of Double Devil Fruit? Try not to expose it. Now you should be able to understand what kind of attention this ability will attract. Karina's Double Devil Fruit ability has been obtained. Luo Wen did not forget the last reminder. Got it, Captain. Karina agreed very obediently. Naturally know the importance of keeping this matter confidential. Karina didn't want to be targeted by some top forces before she was familiar with the Double Devil Fruit ability. Come on, we should go back. Just in time to take you back to our intelligence base to get acquainted with everyone. 99 and many more. Luo Wen was about to take Karina back to the base, but Karina shouted to stop him. There's still something to take away. As she spoke, Karina smiled slightly, quickly ran into the cabin. After a while, one by one, he took out the heavy boxes one by one. This is, see, Luo Wen asked suspiciously. Free money, say it. Karina opened the boxes one by one. Inside, there are a lot of Baileys. A box of Baileys, a rough estimate, is worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions. These were originally brought by Tetsolo for Tanaka. 99, ready to buy gold from the captain's hands. Don't take it for nothing, Karina explained with a smile. Heard. Luo Wen couldn't help but laugh. Advertisement, poor Golden Emperor Tetsolo. The loss of soldiers will not be mentioned. He also kindly sent Devil Fruit, new crew members, and this large sum of money to Luo Wen. Although Luo Wen is not worried about the financial problem, someone took the initiative to send it to the door. Of course, they are happy to accept it. Then, the four Luo Wen carried the boxes full of Bailey to the port. He also managed to get rid of the pirates who were in charge of the reception at the beginning. God's punishment. Boom! At last, with Luo Wen, Thunder Fruit's divine punishment. The violent thunder and lightning released forcibly destroyed Tetsolo's ship. The ship slowly sank into the bottomless sea, as if it had never appeared. Look at the destroyed and sunken ship, and then look at the box full of Bailey lying on the ground. Mr. 28, who stayed at the port, couldn't help but give Luo Wen a thumbs up. I can't help but sigh in my heart. Captain Luo Wen, he is so sturdy. However, when Luo Wen and his party came, they came empty-handed when going back. On the other hand, a large number of Baileys were transported, and a core crew member was added. This trip to negotiate with the Golden Emperor can be said to be a lot of money. At the same time, what Luo Wen didn't know was what happened to them at the port. It happened to be witnessed by the eyeliner from the Don Quixote family. The eyeliner also contacted the boss immediately and reported the news. The sight came to New World Dressrosa, inside the palace of the King's Heights. At this time, the top executives of the Don Quixote family gathered here. Sitting on the central throne is Don Quixote da Flamingo, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. A group of members of the Don Quixote family have just received news from the eyeliner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tezzolo, you have today too. After listening to his subordinate's report, Doflamingo couldn't help laughing. Speaking of which, Doflamingo and Tetzolo also have deep grievances. Then, the golden fruit was originally obtained by the Don Quixote family by chance. Originally, according to Doflamingo's plan, it is to use the golden fruit as a gimmick to hold an auction to attract more guests. But the result was unexpected. The golden fruit, which he didn't want to sell, was brought to the auction venue by Tetzolo back then. Steal the golden fruit. When Doflamingo wanted to pursue it later, Tetzolo had already eaten the golden fruit, and the golden city was established and it grew. Doflamingo is naturally happy to hear that Tetzolo was deflated in Luo Wen's hands. Dover. This guy named Luo Wen has been in the limelight recently. First Crocodile of Shichibukai, then Golden Lion Shiki. 5 it all fell into his hands. And he seems to be specializing in picking out the powerful demon fruit power. Aside, Cadre Toripole speaks to Doflamingo. Yes, young master. Follow the route of Luo Wen and his evil pirates. It seems to be about to enter the new world. Do we need to pay attention? The rest of the cadres ordered to speak out. There was murderous intent in his voice. Clearly, this threat may develop. The cadres of Don Quixote want to wipe it out in advance. Sigh, sigh, sigh. We don't have to do it ourselves. Hearing the cadres' proposal, Doflamingo laughed again. I remember our auction of the Sabaody archipelago. We were going to have 2 devil fruit auctions recently, right? Advertisement. Doflamingo changed the subject and asked everyone to confirm. Yes. The people invited to this auction are all forces that have traded with our Don Quixote family. The 2 devil fruits prepared in advance are also stored there. Toripole replied. Just in time, then send someone to invite Luo Wen to participate. 35, isn't he very interested in devil fruit? Doflamingo rolled his eyes and immediately ordered. Young master means approach him first on the surface. Then when he enters the new world, we will send him Tetzolo's information. Without us, Luo Wen will fight Tetzolo. Speaking of which, Doflamingo showed a sly smile. Doflamingo played well. Make a friendly gesture with Luo Wen first. Then take the initiative to send information about Tetzolo. Of course, the information on Luo Wen's side was also sent to Tetzolo. Thus, once Luo Wen enters New World, there is a high probability that the 2 sides will fight. Until then, Doflamingo can take advantage of the fishermen. As for those 2 devil fruits, it doesn't matter if it is bought by Luo Wen. In the end, either he or Tetzolo won. Everything on both sides will belong to our Don Quixote family, Doflamingo said with a sneer. Heard. Everyone in the Don Quixote family also smiled proudly. Obviously, he agrees very much with Doflamingo's use of a knife to kill people. I'm going to notify the people below, Toripole said immediately. That afternoon, inside the Baroque Studio stronghold, the CP9 crowd and the core crew all returned to the stronghold. Luo Wen also briefly told everyone that the Golden Emperor wanted to buy his gold and introduced the newly recruited Karina. That's about it. Karina will be her own from now on. Under the introduction of Luo Wen, everyone also expressed their welcome to Karina. Since Luo Wen was selected to be directly promoted as the core crew member, there must be something special about him. What about Mr. 281.5? Why haven't you come back? After Karina and everyone introduced each other and got acquainted with each other, Luo Wen found that Mr. 28 disappeared after transporting Bailey with them. I'm coming. The voice just fell. Mr. 28's voice came from outside the room. Immediately after, Mr. 28 ran in. He also held a delicate letter in his hand. Captain, this is an invitation from the Don Quixote family trustee. It is said that the captain is invited to participate in the auction held by them. Captain, do you know anyone from the Don Quixote family? While explaining, Mr. 28 handed the invitation letter to Luo Wen. The Don Quixote family? 35 hearing this familiar family name, Luo Wen's face showed a hint of surprise. What's going on today? It's the Golden Emperor again, and it's the Don Quixote family. But Luo Wen has never had any intersection with these 2 forces. Receive the invitation. Luo Wen looked carefully. It was stated above that it was indeed the Don Quixote family who invited Luo Wen to participate in their auction at the auction venue in District 1. The auction will be held tonight. There is a special mention in it, one of the auction items. Just 2 devil fruits. Advertisement Chapter 94 Auction Regular. Pluton Rayleigh Captain, what does the Don Quixote family mean? 35 Is this trying to win us over? When did the captain know the Don Quixote family? A group of crew members also approached. After reading the content of the invitation letter, they were puzzled. Between the lines of the invitation, the tone of expression is very polite. It doesn't look like he is hostile to Luo Wen at all. I also want to know. Luo Wen smiled helplessly. Where did he know someone from the Don Quixote family? Then, Captain, are we going? Robin looked at Luo Wen and asked. The core crew all know. Nothing else to say. The 2 devil fruits in this auction are definitely worth a visit. It's just that everyone is somewhat worried whether it will be some kind of trap of the Don Quixote family. Go! Of course I went. One could test the intentions of the Don Quixote family. 35 Secondly, you can also take a look. Can you find some treasures and come back? Someone just finished delivering the money in our hands. After a little thought, Luo Wen said with a smile, even if this is the trap of the Don Quixote family, he is confident that he can get away with it. Really confirmed that there are 2 valuable devil fruit words. You must get it. Certainly, if you could buy it with money, it will be more worry-free and labor-saving. Time came that night. Luo Wen and Robin, Khalifa, Karina arrived as promised. Came to the illegal zone of Sabaody Archipelago No. 1. The auction scene of the Don Quixote family. 11 A group of 4 even put on a set of formal clothes, especially Robin, Khalifa, and Karina, all in black evening dresses. The concave and convex figure is perfectly displayed. Coupled with the beautiful faces of the 3, they attracted the envy of many people along the way. Luo Wen experienced for the first time being treated as a public enemy of men. According to Luo Wen's plan, the 4 of them are responsible for entering the auction. Secretly, CP9 and the rest of the core crew were also hidden nearby. As soon as there is any trouble, everyone will show up at the first time. Go back to Luo Wen's side. After arriving at the auction site, the bodyguard of the Don Quixote family at the entrance of the auction. However, after Luo Wen showed the invitation letter, the bodyguard immediately let go. Those who can participate in this auction are all partners who have been working with the Don Quixote family for a long time. The bottom Don Quixote members naturally dare not offend easily. Immediately after, Luo Wen entered the auction with 4 people. The arrival of the 4 undoubtedly once again attracted the attention of other invited guests who entered the venue early. Who is this? Why don't you seem to have seen it? The women around him are more beautiful than the last. Close your eyes. It's not a good thing to be able to come here. When everyone was whispering at the auction, Luo Wen looked at the crowd while looking for a seat. According to the information prepared in advance by Mr. 28, Luo Wen can roughly know the identities and origins of some people at the scene, or a powerful pirate group, or the black forces of the consortium from the underground world. Not really kind. Therefore, after seeing the beauty of the 3 Robins, everyone was just a little surprised. He didn't speak and ridicule like ordinary local hooligans. It seems that everyone understands that it is a very unwise move to offend an unknown force here. Quickly, the 4 Luo Wen found their place. Advertisement, I don't know if the Don Quixote family took special care of it. The seats arranged by the Don Quixote family for the 4 Luo Wen are still the front VIP seats. Welcome to this auction, hosted by our Don Quixote family. Next, the auction will start immediately. Soon after Luo Wen's 4 sat down, a person in charge of the auction stepped onto the stage and announced loudly to the crowd. Immediately, the scene, which was still a little noisy, quieted down. In a quiet atmosphere, the first auction item was presented on stage. The first auction item is a treasured sword of high quality. According to the introduction of the person in charge, it seems that it came from the hands of a famous knife forging master. Luo Wen just glanced at it, and his interest was lackluster. With the black knife Q Shui of De Kuai Dao, 21 workers, this knife at auction will naturally not be of any interest. It didn't take long for the treasured sword to be auctioned off by a swordsman from one of the pirate forces. And then there's a second, third auction item. Subsequent auctions. There are rare metal materials, treasure maps, all kinds of strange weapons. But these, Luo Wen also did not make any bids. Having never seen what he wanted, Luo Wen went to the back. They just closed their eyes and took a nap. The next auction items are special. It's a slave to a package auction. After speaking, the person in charge motioned for his subordinates to bring the slave out. A slave who was wearing a special detonating collar around his neck walked out one after another. Slave. Hearing the introduction from the person in charge, Luo Wen slowly opened his eyes. One by one saw the slaves on the stage. Sabaody Archipelago's outlaw zone is known for being able to auction anything. This includes human trafficking, which is the slave trade. Especially some rare races will be auctioned to an expensive price here. Many wealthy consortiums, including celestial dragons, especially like to buy some slaves back. However, Luo Wen saw the people walking in front. Obviously, just normal humans. These people have special patterns on their bodies, and they seem to have once become pirates. And many more. How could he be here? But when Luo Wen saw the last figure coming out, his body stopped suddenly, and a surprised look appeared on his face. The last person, obviously a bit old, he has white curly hair and a beard on his chin. Wearing a pair of glasses, there is an obvious scar on the position of the right eye. The moment he saw the person coming, Luo Wen recognized him. It is the pirate group of the former One Piece Gold Roger, the deputy captain of the Roger Pirates, nicknamed Pluton. Silver Rayleigh. The famous Pluton Rayleigh actually appeared here. Looking at Rayleigh, who came out, he stood with the other slaves with a smile on his face. It seems that there is no sense of crisis that will be photographed away and suffer. See, Luo Wen couldn't help but smile. In the original, Rayleigh likes to do that. It seems that because there is no money, he sold himself to the auction in exchange for a sum of money. Afterwards, Rayleigh naturally has that strength and can get away with it. It is true that there are people and buyers who specifically pit these auctions. No one would have thought of it. One Piece's vice captain will be auctioned off as a slave. In the eyes of others, Rayleigh is just an ordinary old man. Unexpectedly, Rayleigh's business frequency is so frequent that he can also be met by himself. Look at the scene again. Advertisement, I saw a total of 5 slaves, all of them ordinary people. Among them was an old man like Rayleigh. The invited forces below suddenly booed. Obviously, there is no interest in auctioning these slaves. Hear the boos from the crowd. Even the person in charge on the stage could only smile awkwardly. On the contrary, Luo Wen in the front row suddenly regained his spirits. Rayleigh as the former One Piece co-captain. A haki has already cultivated to the ultimate, whether armed color, sight color, or conquerors. Luffy was able to grow rapidly in 2 years, thanks to Rayleigh's personal guidance. Luo Wen also happened to have a question about hockey's practice and wanted to ask Rayleigh. When Luo Wen got the hockey cultivation handbook, it only recorded the detailed introduction and cultivation methods. And the more advanced emission and conqueror's hockey, there is no more detailed record. If you want to practice more advanced hockey, if you have Rayleigh to share your experience, you will definitely be able to make breakthroughs at the current level. Cough. These 5 slaves are packed together. The starting price is 10 million Baileys, 5 at this time. The person in charge also said the starting price. Wow, 240, 10,005? It's no use buying these 5 people back. 35, yup. Isn't the price a bit outrageous? The voice just fell. The crowd roared again. Apparently, they thought the price was outrageous. 1,000. Just when people are disgusted. Luo Wen, who had never made a bid, suddenly raised his hand to bid. As soon as the words came out, everyone looked at Luo Wen. Does this guy have money and nowhere to spend? The 5 people on the stage are all old, weak, sick, and disabled. If you go to other auctions, you can definitely buy strong slaves. Who knows? Maybe it's a special hobby. Everyone was talking again. Most of them think that Luo Wen is a bad guy. Slaves are generally selected, not rare races. They will choose those who are strong and can be coolies, or those who are young and beautiful. There is no special selection of the old, the weak, the sick, and the disabled. Captain, not only the people at the auction, but even the 3 Robins beside Luo Wen looked at Luo Wen in confusion. I also don't understand why Luo Wen made an offer to buy these 5 slaves. Don't worry, This deal will never be lost. Luo Wen smiled and gestured to the three. On stage, Luo Wen's bid also caught Rayleigh's attention. With a smile on his face, Rayleigh looked at Luo Wen carefully. This kid, how come you seem to have seen it before? That's all. 35 anyway, it's all the same. Trying to think about it without coming up with a reason, Rayleigh gave up. Anyway, to the end, he's all about running away. Is there a higher bid than this guest? 10 million times? Twice? 3 times? Deal. 39. Seeing that it is rare for someone to bid. The person in charge is faster than the hammer just now. Advertisement chapter 95. Paramecia, rebound fruit, and memory fruit. As if afraid that Luo Wen will regret it. Then, Luo Wen has a starting price of 10 million Bailey, without any competitors. Bought Rayleigh. This guest. Wait for the auction to end. You can go to the backstage to settle the auction proceeds and take your slaves away. The person in charge immediately said to Luo Wen with a smile. Luo Wen nodded. 10 million Bailey bought Rayleigh. This is going to spread. It is estimated that no one will believe it. Immediately after, the person in charge ordered the 5 slaves, including Rayleigh, to be detained. Next is the third to last auction item in this auction. It's a devil fruit. Wait for the slaves to leave. The person in charge continued to introduce to everyone. When the words devil fruit are said, the scene suddenly became lively. Most of the forces participating in this auction are for the 2 devil fruits this time. On the front row, Luo Wen also sat up straight. Also curious, what is the origin of these 2 devil fruits? Subsequently, under the attention of the audience, the person in charge instructed his subordinates to bring up a devil fruit. This devil fruit has been identified by us. 35. It's Paramecia's rebound fruit. As the name suggests, eating this devil fruit will give you the ability to bounce back. Any damage that hits the capable person will be reflected back. Definitely a devil fruit that takes into account both life-saving and counterattack. The person in charge immediately pointed to devil fruit and told its origin. It turned out to be Paramecia's rebound fruit, but what he said was a bit exaggerated. Luo Wen also confirmed the authenticity of devil fruit after comparing it with the devil fruit pictorial book he owns. It is indeed the rebound fruit of Paramecia. Only, the effect is absolutely exaggerated. As far as I know, the rebound ability of this rebound fruit is also very limited. I have also read the related devil fruit illustrations. 99. Its rebound effect cannot exceed the upper limit of the ability's defense. In other words, it's okay to meet a weak enemy, but to meet a strong enemy, the defense that should be broken will still be broken, and there is no way to rebound. At this time, among the people in the auction, there are some people who know more about the rebound fruit. In one sentence, the taste of rebounding fruit was broken. As Luo Wen knows, the effect of the rebound can only be within the range of the ability's own defense. That is to say, if you want to bounce back a powerful attack, you have to have a strong enough defense. Compared with the elementalization of Logia, it is the physical fitness brought directly by Zoan. Obviously a lot more tasteless. However, Luo Wen did not lose interest in this rebound fruit, because he can reasonably match the dual devil fruit abilities. The moment you see the rebound fruit and understand the effects of its abilities. Another devil fruit that perfectly matched with Luo Wen appeared in Luo Wen's mind. Paramecia's barrier fruit. The ability of the barrier fruit is to create a barrier with extremely strong defense. The created barrier is strong in defense. Not even the Whitebeard Pirates, the captain of the 3rd Division, has the ability of the shining fruit known as Diamond Joe's. Can't match it. To know, Diamond Joe's is a shining fruit with the help of Summit War in the original book. The slash of Mihawk, the world's greatest swordsman, was blocked, and the defense power of the barrier fruit is stronger than that of the shining fruit. Advertisement, just think about it. Barrier fruit and rebound fruit are definitely the perfect match. With the super defensive power of the barrier fruit, the upper limit of the rebound fruit will be infinitely increased. Once these 2 devil fruits are paired together, most of the powerhouses will definitely not dare to attack. Otherwise, the person will not be injured, but will be killed by the rebound of his own attack. Although the barrier fruit has not yet fallen, Luo Wen is also going to collect the rebound fruit first. Look for the barrier fruit to match it later. Thought here. Luo Wen also has to thank the pirate who spoke just now. The remarks immediately extinguish the interest of most people. After all, there is no combination of dual devil fruit abilities. A single rebound fruit does not have much effect. Cough. The starting price of this rebound fruit is 80 million Bailey. Back in the stands, being told by the pirates that the rebounding fruit was tasteless, the person in charge was a little embarrassed and laughed in situ. Immediately after, the starting price of the rebound fruit was quoted. 85,005. The voice just fell. Someone made the first bid, although the effect of a single rebound fruit is relatively tasteless. But devil fruit is always rare. Within the scope of ability, there are naturally pirate captains who are willing to pay for the crew to improve. 86,005. Immediately after the first pirate bid, another one continued to bid. 87,005. 90,005. Next, auction prices continued to rise. However, in terms of magnitude, it is an increase of 1 or 2 million, and there is no obvious big increase. 200 million Baileys. Just when the price shouted to 120 million, the trend of price increases gradually weakened. Luo Wen raised his hand to bid again. As soon as he opened his mouth, he raised the price to 200 million Bailey. Wow! Luo Wen's price increase will undoubtedly once again lead to the uproar of the crowd. Crazy! 9. What is the origin of this man? Could it be the royal family of a certain kingdom? A devil fruit that doesn't have much effect is actually priced at 200 million. It's simply inhumane. The price raised by Luo Wen instantly persuaded everyone. After all, there are 2 more auction items in the back. They don't need to spend too much Bailey here to fight for a little devil fruit. 200 million Bailey once, 39 twice, 3 times, 99 make a deal. So ever. Under Luo Wen's big bid, the fruit of the rebound, and finally 200 million Bailey, was successfully clapped by Luo Wen. This guest is really prepared. Similarly, when the auction is over, you can go to the background to pay and receive it. Seeing that it was Luo Wen who took the picture of the rebound fruit just now, the person in charge couldn't help but give Luo Wen a thumbs up. As the person in charge of the auction, of course, I would like to see auction items compete for higher prices. This will make their profits even greater. Subsequently, the person in charge ordered someone to bring the rebound fruit down, next to the penultimate auction item. It's also devil fruit. The voice of the person in charge fell. Another devil fruit was also presented. Paramecia memory fruit. The effect of its ability is that it can read, take out, replace, and even tamper with the memory of the specified object. Like the last devil fruit, as soon as the person in charge came up, he introduced the origin of this devil fruit to everyone. Advertisement. Here the introduction of the person in charge. Luo Wen in the front row couldn't help being a little surprised. Memory fruit? I have carefully compared the devil fruit illustrations. It was confirmed that the devil fruit in front of me was indeed a memory fruit. This undoubtedly surprised Luo Wen even more. Luo Wen remembers. This memory fruit should have been obtained by the 4 emperors Beamon pirates and eaten by Charlotte Pudding, Beamon's daughter. Maybe it's because the timeline is still early. Instead, the memory fruit fell into the hands of the Don Quixote family. Memory fruit is one of the devil fruit Luo Wen planned to get. Pairs perfectly with Bentham's clone fruit from the core crew. And the effect of a single memory fruit is very large. I am afraid that the competition will be much fiercer than before. Really, after the introduction by the person in charge, the scene suddenly boiled. Everyone is very aware of the practical value of this memory fruit. And the rebound fruit just now, it is simply a world. The starting price of this memory fruit is 200 million Bailey. You can start bidding. With the voice of the person in charge fell again, everyone's enthusiasm for bidding was instantly ignited. Continuous bids are heard everywhere, each time the price increases. It is also more exaggerated than the price increase of the rebound fruit just now. 230 million, 250 million, 280 million. Unconsciously, the price has been lifted to the position of 280 million, 350 million. At this time, a slightly dull voice. It came from the right side of the front row. A slightly dull voice came out. The magnitude of this price increase immediately caught everyone's attention. They all gathered towards the pirate who asked for the price. I am not wrong, right? That's the Beamon Pirates. Can't go wrong. I'm the leader of the Beamon Pirates. Charlotte Owen? 35. After everyone sees the appearance of the bidding pirate, one by one exclaimed. The bidder in the front row on the right is not someone else. It is the cadre from the Four Emperors Beamon Pirates. Charlotte Owen. After being surprised, most of the pirates in the field, the Underground World Consortium Black Forces. Although there is still enough budget, but no one dared to raise the price easily. There is no reason for him. It's just another pirate group. The one who took a fancy to this devil fruit is a member of the Four Emperors Pirates. Even if the people present are not weak in their own power, they're not at the point where they have a bad relationship with the Four Emperors Pirates. A time, no one dared to ask for the price, and the entire auction venue fell silent. On stage, the face of the person in charge was also a little ugly. Auctioning the memory fruit for 350 million is definitely not the price he expected. All of these, all because the bidders were from the Beamon Pirates. But the person in charge can't do it either. This is the Four Emperors Pirates, and even their boss, Da Flamingo, dare not offend easily. Think about fighting here. Advertisement Chapter 96. The mysterious auction item. The little girl of the Unlea family. Do not know why. The person in charge looked at Luo Wen intentionally or unintentionally. Seeing the person in charge look over, Luo Wen's mouth slightly raised. That's how the Beamon Pirates got the memory fruit. But today, I'm afraid you will suffer a loss. Luo Wen smiled inwardly. Others are afraid of the Four Emperors Beamon Pirates, but Luo Wen is not afraid. The Beamon Pirate group is so high that the Emperor is far away, and no matter how arrogant it is, he can't touch him. Unless Beamon has the determination to personally bring someone to trouble him for a devil fruit. Of course, Luo Wen thinks this is unrealistic. After all, every move of the Four Emperors Pirates will be noticed by the major forces. There are also a lot of scruples. As for the cadres under Beamon, Luo Wen doesn't take it seriously. 41Z. 35. Think about it. Luo Wen raised his hand and instantly raised the price to 400 million. Wow! The voice just fell. There was a commotion at the scene. No one could have imagined that Luo Wen would take advantage of the image. How dare you rob someone from the Beamon Pirates? This guy is really completely crazy. 35. Even if he has more money. 35. That's the Four Emperors. Isn't he afraid of the Four Emperors' revenge? Everyone's faces were full of shock, obviously unable to understand Luo Wen's behavior. The other side, Charlotte Irving, after hearing Luo Wen's increase, the complexion also became ugly. Just now, he was still immersed in the touts of everyone's fear. Did not expect. Turning around, someone dared to increase the price and rob them of the Beamon Pirates. Charlotte Owen immediately looked at Luo Wen's location fiercely. At the same time, Luo Wen also seems to be feeling it. With a smile on his face, he met Charlotte Owen's gaze. 240 without fear. 410 million. Seeing that Luo Wen was not afraid of him, Charlotte Owen gritted her teeth angrily. Raised the price again, but this time, only 10 million was added. At the same time, he gave Luo Wen a look. It seems to be advising Luo Wen not to rush things from them. 450 million. 99, however. Under the warning eyes of Charlotte Irving, Luo Wen turned a blind eye and continued to increase the price. Brother, I'm Charlotte Owen from the Beamon Pirates. 55. This devil fruit. Our Beamon Pirates have taken a fancy to it. You shouldn't want to cause unnecessary trouble for yourself. Angry is anger. This is the Don Quixote family place after all. Charlotte Irving is not good to make trouble directly. Continue to remind Luo Wen with a verbal warning. Especially when it comes to self-reporting. When it comes to the Beamon Pirates, the tone is especially accentuated. Charlotte Irving appears. Maybe the other party is just a pirate who has never even stepped into the new world. So it is understandable not to know him. But he specifically explained that the other party should also be interested. 460 million. Subsequently, Charlotte Irving up again. 460 million, which is almost all of Charlotte Irving's existing funds. This time he came to Sabaody Archipelago. On the one hand, it is for this devil fruit, and on the other hand, there is a mission. Originally, Charlotte Owen thought that no one would dare to continue to increase the price after his bid. Advertisement 500 million, but things didn't go as Charlotte Irving thought. As soon as Charlotte Owen raised the price, BBBF, Luo Wen also continued to bid. Directly raised the price to 500 million Bailey. 500 million Bailey. That is definitely a sum of money that even the four emperors will feel distressed about. Four emperors? Beamon? Never heard of that. The rules here, isn't it that anyone who has money can increase the price of the auction? Immediately after, Luo Wen pretended to be crazy and said stupidly. A time, Luo Wen's voice fell. Everyone at the scene could feel Charlotte Owen's incomparably strong, murderous aura. Obviously, this cadre from the Beamon pirates, completely outraged. You, good? 35, very good. Charlotte Owen was speechless by Luo Wen's remarks. Indeed, the rules of the auction are that the highest bidder wins. As for whether to sell them face or not, it varies from person to person. Lord Owen, we don't have enough money to raise prices anymore. I think that kid is also a stunner. 99, we can totally do it after the auction. At this time, seeing Charlotte Owen's anger, the men on the side hurriedly signaled to him. At the end of the sentence, he wiped his neck with a knife. Its meaning is self-evident. Mama and the Don Quixote family still have important deals. Don't make trouble here. As long as he gets out of here, no one can keep him. The subordinate continued. Heard. Charlotte Owen suppressed the anger in her heart. He turned around and sat back in his seat. Wait until the auction ends. I absolutely want this kid to die. 5 Charlotte Owen said through gritted teeth. No further price increases. 500 million. 35 once, twice, 3 times. Make a deal. On stage, the person in charge seems to be very satisfied with the price of 500 million. In addition, it seems that no one will dare to increase the price again. Immediately shouted 3 times. Completely dropped the hammer. The second memory fruit was also photographed by Luo Wen. This is the last item in this auction. As before, it's also a population auction. The difference is that it was auctioned last. A very rare race, the survivors from the Lunaria. After the memory fruit auction ends, the person in charge then ordered someone to push up a cage. Some words. Let Luo Wen focus on the stage again. Imprisoned in a cage. It was a girl who was about 13 or 14 years old. The girl's face was haggard, and her figure was slightly thin. On the surface, just like ordinary people. To say the only difference, it was those eyes that seemed to emit a strange light. Unlea, Aboriginal people of the legendary Red Line. Long ago, the Red Line had a kingdom of the gods advertisement. The people who live in it are the people of the Lunaria tribe who are called gods. The members of the Unlea clan can generate special flames from themselves, adapt to any environment in nature, and have extremely strong vitality. It's a pity this mysterious race was exterminated for some reason back then. And the news about the Lunaria was also wiped out by world government and celestial dragons who later lived in Red Line. To this day, there are not many who know about the Unlea clan. According to what Luo Wen knows, the survivors of the Lunaria clan should only be Jin, one of the 3 plagues who joined the 4 Emperor's Beast Pirates. Luo Wen wondered, that little girl, what happened again? Unlea? What race is that? Never heard of it? Is there anything special about their family? Sure enough, after the person in charge finished speaking, there was a suspicious voice at the scene. After the world government wiped out the existence of the Lunaria, even the pirate group with good strength on the scene has never heard of it. This, about the Lunaria clan, I haven't heard of it either. Specifically, what is special about their family? How to prove? Neither. Heard. The person in charge scratched his head in embarrassment and said, obviously, even the person in charge is not clear about the origin of the Unlea clan. I don't know where I heard it from. It was not even possible to confirm whether the little girl was a survivor of the Lunaria clan. Such an auction is undoubtedly a bit scornful. What? I don't even know what's special about it. You actually took it out for auction? The voice at the scene said with some dissatisfaction. At the same time, hearing that everyone didn't know about the Unlea tribe, Luo Wen laughed inwardly. But after thinking about it, he subconsciously looked at Charlotte Owen of the Beamon Pirates. This was discovered. Charlotte Owen's eyes lit up at this point. A pair of eyes stared at the little girl on stage with greed. Others may not know the existence of the Unlea clan, but as a high-level officer of the Beamon Pirates, he knows it. Back then, Beamon had intentionally recruited Yin Jiajin, but Jin insisted on following Kaido and didn't ignore her at all. The nations established by Beamon have brought together various races from all over the world. The only thing missing, apart from the giants who have grudges with Beamon, is the even rarer, almost extinct Unlea. Now hearing that the little girl is from the Unlea family, Charlotte Owen can't hide the light in her eyes. Charlotte Owen thought, if this is bought by him, he will bring it back to the base camp of the nations to give to Mama. It was really confirmed that it was from the Unlea clan, which is undoubtedly a great achievement. Thought here, Charlotte Owen couldn't help rubbing her hands nervously. Watching Charlotte Irving in action, Luo Wen also made up his mind. Regardless of whether it is certain or not, there is nothing wrong with buying the little girl. Her bid is 100 million Bailey. At the same time, amid the dissatisfaction of the crowd, the person in charge quoted the starting price. Without any definite information, the starting price is as high as 100 million Bailey. The scene was suddenly noisy. 110 million. At this time, Charlotte Irving raised her hand to bid. Hear the sound. The noisy movement suddenly quieted down. People began to doubt themselves. Advertisement Chapter 97 Rayleigh's Favor. Ask senior hockey to practice. The cadres of the Beamon Pirates will never have too much money to spend. It seems so. The little girl on the stage seems to have a lot of origins. But the same problem came up again. Bidding started by Charlotte Owen of the Beamon Pirates. Who dares to offend Charlotte Irving's bad luck at this time? Everyone looked at Luo Wen. It seems that Luo Wen is the only variable who can challenge Charlotte Owen by default. Really, with the eyes of everyone, Luo Wen is not stingy either. As soon as he opened his mouth, he raised the price to 200 million. I can see it. This guy is definitely courting death. It's like bidding against the Beamon Pirates. Yes, this kid really. Everyone has silently mourned Luo Wen's arrogance. It seems they all agree. Offending Luo Wen of Beamon Pirates will definitely end badly. It's this guy again. Boom. It was Luo Wen who heard the price increase. Charlotte Owen suddenly became angry again. A slap broke the seat. Mr. Charlotte Owen, this is where our Don Quixote family is. Even if you are a cadre of Beamon, please don't mess around. 35C. The person in charge changed his face and reminded Charlotte Owen. No matter what, Beamon has to look at the sake of their young master Doflamingo, and will not let his subordinates mess up. Lord Owen, don't forget the important deal of Mama and the Don Quixote family. Hear what the person in charge has to say. Charlotte Owen's subordinates, for fear that the former will run wild, quickly pulled her and persuaded her. I remember you. What our Beamon Pirates fancy is not so easy to grab. Heard, Charlotte Irving is a fire with nowhere to vent. Some forcibly endured. He uttered a harsh word and left the stage angrily. And with the departure of Charlotte Irving, there is no opponent to bid with Luo Wen anymore. As Charlotte Irving put down the harsh words before leaving, if you take pictures of what the Beamon Pirates are looking for, you may not be able to take them away with your life. Everyone had a hunch that the anger of the Beamon Pirates was about to descend. No one wants to take the initiative to get involved. 2,000. Once. Twice, 3 times. 35 Congratulations to this guest, the last auction item, photographed by this guest again. This auction is also over. All the items under the auction, the buyer can go to the backstage box to pay and receive. At last, the little girl of the Unlea tribe was also photographed by Luo Wen at a high price. Together they were sent to the box in the auction. Immediately after, Luo Wen and his party also led the way with the enthusiasm of the person in charge. I went to a box built into the auction. Inside the box at this time, 2 devil fruits photographed by Luo Wen. The 5 slaves and the last little Unlea girl are here. See Luo Wen appear. The 4 slaves lowered their heads with ugly expressions, as if they were afraid of something. Instead, it was Rayleigh, leaning against the wall with a leisurely look on his face. As for the little girl of the Unlea tribe, She had been released from the cage under Luo Wen's instruction and was hiding in the corner by herself, silent. This guest, all the items you photographed are here. 35. How do I pay? The person in charge immediately asked. Heard. Advertisement. Luo Wen gestured to Khalifa behind him. Khalifa understood immediately. He took out the phone bug for contact and told Weber outside. After a while, Weber carried several large boxes one after another and walked in. Inside the box, it was full of Baileys. A few large boxes of Bailey are more than enough to pay for all the auction money. These were all snatched from the ship sent by the Golden Emperor, and Luo Wen didn't feel bad for all of it. Thank you for the gift of the Golden Emperor. Do you still need a check? After putting down the box, Weber asked the person in charge. No, no, no. Dignified guests, you can leave with the auction items at any time. Just a reminder, better leave as soon as possible. 35. You offended the Beamon pirates. They won't let it go. The person in charge is also very happy for Luo Wen's generosity and cheerfulness. After instructing his subordinates to remove the box before leaving, he did not forget to remind Luo Wen of kindness. Say it. The person in charge didn't bother and left directly. You guys are free now. Don't be caught as a slave anymore. Let's go. 35. Immediately after, Luo Wen looked at the 4 slaves and immediately signaled. As soon as this is over, the 4 slaves looked at Luo Wen in disbelief. Luo Wen paid a lot of money to buy them. All 4 thought they were about to face hellish slave life. Can't result. Luo Wen actually, to let them go. Are you really going to let us go? 35. One of the slaves asked Luo Wen in disbelief. Well, let's go now. I have no interest in you. Luo Wen nodded and said. Got Luo Wen's affirmative answer. The 4 of you look at me. I look at you, and the eyes can't help but get wet. This benefactor, can you tell me your name? 35. If there is a chance, we will repay your kindness today. The 4 of them looked at Luo Wen in unison. The evil pirates, Luo Wen. Luo Wen did not hide it and reported his name. Luo Wen, he whispered softly, secretly remembering the name. Subsequently, the 4 quickly left the box. Captain, I really don't understand you. Bought these 5 slaves for a large sum of money. 99 had turned them out again. Leave. Such an old man. At this time, I really couldn't understand Khalifa operated by Luo Wen and said doubtfully, spent a lot of money to photograph Devil Fruit and photograph the undetermined little Lunaria girl. These Khalifa can understand, but these 5 slaves really don't know what to do. You've all lost sight of it. On the contrary, compared to 2 Devil Fruits and this little girl, this old man is the most valuable. Hearing Khalifa's doubts, Luo Wen said with a smile, Is it right? Pluton. 39. Silver Rayleigh. Tongue. With Luo Wen revealing Rayleigh's true identity. Robin, Khalifa, Karina next to Luo Wen. They all look shocked. Advertisement of 4 flowers. Obviously, even without seeing him. About One Piece Roger and his Roger Pirates. All 3 girls have heard of it. Silver Rayleigh? You said this old man, old gentleman, is that the legendary deputy captain of the Roger Pirates? Robin stared at Rayleigh in surprise. Reevaluate the opponent. Definitely recognized. I'll just say, how could anyone pay a high price for 5 slaves who don't deserve it? 99 heard. Rayleigh shrugged helplessly. In a word, undoubtedly acknowledged his identity. Robin was even more surprised in an instant. I know you too. There's been a lot of uproar lately. The rookie pirate who killed the Golden Lion Shiki. Captain of the evil pirates, Luo Wen. Rayleigh continued. I heard Luo Wen's self-reported name just now, plus the reward order I recalled. Rayleigh also recognized Luo Wen. I'm a little curious. How did you beat Shiki? That guy back then gave us a lot of headaches. Rayleigh then asked Luo Wen. Looking back, I can tell that Shiki is highly rated. Golden Lion Shiki is not as famous as it used to be, and the Shiki I met was too obsessed with borrowing the power of foreign objects. Luo Wen told Rayleigh about his fight with Shiki. On the one hand, Shiki is indeed getting old, and the feet were also abolished. Can't hold a knife with more skilled hands. A rudder was also inserted into his head, which weakened Haki to the extreme. On the other hand, after losing to Roger, the Pirate King, Shiki is like stuck in a dead end. Stop chasing your own strength. Instead, he chose to do research. Research what IQ plant, in an attempt to destroy East Blue and regain its dominance. So many years, Shiki's strength has regressed severely. If Shiki has been steadfast in training to improve his own strength, 55, even at my age, I should not be able to deal with it. 35, unfortunately, there is no if. Luo Wen said again. Sure enough, Shiki's character. At the end of the day, he still couldn't let go of the captain's defeat of him. 35, by the way, I want to thank you. East Blue, who gave birth to the captain, survived. Rayleigh said with a sigh. Special thanks to Luo Wen. Tell me, you were looking for me specifically. Shouldn't it be as simple as just want to see me once? 5. Rayleigh looked at Luo Wen and asked with a smile. I want to ask seniors about hockey's training. Hearing Rayleigh's words, Luo Wen directly stated his intentions. Armament hockey, observation hockey. I have all reached a certain bottleneck in my practice. Especially armament hockey, I know on top of my foundation. There's also an app called Emission. I want to learn Emission hockey from Senior Rayleigh, including observation hockey, of course, and Conqueror's hockey. After all, it is for people. Luo Wen's attitude is also very good, one senior at a time. This really makes Rayleigh very useful. You kid is really smart. How could Rayleigh not know Luo Wen's thoughts? He immediately laughed and said. However, Rayleigh did not dislike Luo Wen's behavior. On the contrary, he was quite fond of him. Advertisement Chapter 98 Shadow Fruit Plus Ghost Fruit. You saved the captain's hometown and bought me. 99. It's not impossible to guide you in your cultivation. 5. Rayleigh stroked his beard and thought about it. Is thinking. Rayleigh suddenly noticed the little Lunaria girl hiding in the corner. Immediately put aside the matter of instructing Luo Wen to practice hockey. Seeing Rayleigh looking at the little girl, Luo Wen didn't rush to ask if he was willing to guide the practice of hockey. Suddenly, Rayleigh's eyes changed. An invisible oppressive force slowly radiated to the little girl. Well, until this pressure acts on the body, the little girl cried out in pain. Immediately, he looked up at Rayleigh sharply. Whoosh! A miraculous scene happened. Not the power of any devil fruit, nor is it obtained by heating in any way. A small group of flames seemed to protect the little girl spontaneously from the little girl's body on fire. The mysterious flame exudes an amazing temperature, igniting the table beside it. But the little girl acted like a no-brainer. It was as if that kind of flame was something she was born with to control. See, everyone present was surprised. Rayleigh also put away that momentum. Can't be wrong. She 240 is indeed a survivor of the Unlea clan. Rayleigh said with certainty. The Lunaria are born with the ability to generate fire. 39. This kind of flame is also their most powerful means of attack. Did not expect. I'll meet someone from the Lunaria tribe here. Rayleigh sighed. Obviously, they know something about the Unlea clan. Hearing that Rayleigh personally confirmed that the little girl was from the Unlea tribe, Luo Wen felt even more that this auction was indeed a big profit. 2 desired devil fruits. Pluton Rayleigh, and the little girl who survived the Unlea tribe. Things that were rare in the past, he encountered all at once. How could Luo Wen not know the power of the Unlea clan? The fire embers of the beast pirates are from the Unlea tribe. With the powerful talent of this family, sit firmly at the top of the beast pirates' 3 plagues. Today's little girl is still young, but its mysterious background, the talent endowed by the Unlea clan, definitely the future. If she can be recruited as a crew member of the most evil pirates, she can be paired with the ability of double devil fruit. In the future, it will definitely become a famous existence. Little sister, what's your name? Thought here. Luo Wen stepped forward and crouched down in front of the little girl. He asked the little girl in a very soft tone. However, there seems to be some vigilance towards Luo Wen. The little girl didn't answer Luo Wen right away. You don't have to be nervous. I really want you to join me. As long as you want, the evil pirates will be your home. 35 with me, no one can hurt you or bully you. Luo Wen didn't care either and continued to express to the little girl. Yup, our captain has always kept his word. With us, you don't have to worry about being sold as slaves again. 5. No one dares to bully you. At this time, Robin also came up and said softly to the little girl. These words, it seemed to touch a certain string in the little girl's heart. All kinds of suffering in the past, as if still vivid. Then compare the tenderness of Luo Wen and Robin to her. The little girl jumped into Robin's arms at once. Cried. Robin also let the little girl cry, just stroking the little girl's unique white hair with his hand. After a long time. Advertisement, my name is Mina. 35, the little girl looked at Luo Wen and said with some crying. Heard. Hearing that Mina was finally willing to speak, Luo Wen finally felt relieved. But after saying her name, Mina was silent again. He hesitated, as if there was something he wanted to say, but he didn't dare to say. See. Luo Wen stretched out his hand and rubbed Mina's head dotingly. It's all right. 35 here, no one will force you to do things you don't like. When are you waiting? What do you want to say? Tell me again. Luo Wen went on to say. A remark from Luo Wen. Undoubtedly, Mina's eyes were red when she was moved again. Robin, take her to take a shower first. 5, just change your clothes. Mina, are you hungry? Let Sister Robin take you to take a shower, change clothes, and then have something to eat. Luo Wen immediately spoke to Mina and Robin. Kindness. Mina finally agreed again. Subsequently, Mina took Robin's hand and walked out of the box. I hate this old man. 35 approaching the door. Mina seemed to have gathered up her courage. Pointing to Rayleigh said, Huh? In a word, it instantly made Rayleigh's face very embarrassed. Luo Wen laughed loudly. This little girl is so cute. Apparently, it was Rayleigh's tentative coercion just now that Mina felt uncomfortable. Immediately after, Robin took Mina to wash. After a long time, Robin returned with Mina, who had been washed and put on a long dress. Mina was eating with a piece of bread in her hand. Mina, who had washed her face, removed the dirt from her face. Instead, it was a very delicate and terrifying face. Pair it with a mini skirt. Full marks for the cute little loli. With Mina's appearance, she will definitely be a beautiful beauty when she grows up. Looking at Mina's long dress, Luo Wen didn't know why. Suddenly I remembered the Perona I met that day. I remembered the 2 devil fruits that I still collected in my hand, which were very suitable. Shadow fruit and ghost fruit. Subsequently, Luo Wen glanced at Rayleigh next to him. The corner of his mouth raised a smug arc. Luo Wen saw it. Rayleigh is seriously considering guiding him to practice hockey. But there seems to be something more. Almost made Rayleigh impressed and felt that Luo Wen was worthy of his personal guidance. Luo Wen's first reaction. It's his double devil fruit ability. This is absolutely proof that he has unlimited potential and deserves to be mentored by Rayleigh himself. And, since we want to recruit Mina to join, the shadow fruit and ghost fruit mentioned just now seem to be very suitable for Mina too. Captain, I talked to Mina just now. She is also willing to stay with our wicked pirates. 5 at this time. Robin said to Luo Wen. That's great. Luo Wen nodded happily. After confirming that Mina was willing to join, Luo Wen came to Mina. Mina, have you heard of devil fruit? Luo Wen asked Mina. Kindness. Mina nodded in agreement. 4 devil fruit. Apparently heard of it too. I just happen to have 2 devil fruits for you here that are very suitable for you. Becoming a demon fruit power will give you a certain self-protection ability. Advertisement. And it will be even stronger in the future. Are you interested? Luo Wen went on to explain. Can I? Knowing that devil fruit can give people special abilities, but every devil fruit is very precious. Luo Wen took out 2 at once. Mina was a little timid and didn't dare to take it. Sure, don't forget, you are already one of us. My most evil pirates are all demon fruit power. 5 Luo Wen nodded and said. I want to be demon fruit power too. I don't want to be bullied again. Mina summoned her courage and said loudly. Heard. Luo Wen smiled with relief. Immediately. First, give the shadow fruit to Mina. The taste is a little unpalatable. You can just endure it a little bit. 35 Luo Wen did not forget to remind. Kindness. Mina nodded obediently. Then, without hesitation, he picked up the shadow fruit and took a bite. Well, it's really bad to eat. After this mouthful, Mina's little faces were pulled together. However, Mina was also strong and held back, not spitting out. After a while, shadow fruit to eat. Mina closed her eyes and felt it carefully. Open your eyes suddenly. Hum. In an instant. Special power urging. The shadow that was originally under his feet suddenly rose up, condensed into a solid shadow. It is the shadow fruit, the ability to manipulate shadows. What an amazing ability. 35C. Mina curiously controlled her own shadow, her hands and the shadow's hands sticking together. Feel the touch of shadows like never before. This looks like Moria's shadow fruit. 5. This guy not only beat Moria. You were lucky enough to find the reborn shadow fruit. See this scene. Rayleigh, who was quite discerning, recognized what Mina was using. Undoubtedly, it is Gecko Moria's shadow fruit ability. Only Rayleigh was a little surprised. Moria was just beheaded by Luo Wen not long ago. Luo Wen was so lucky to have found the reborn Ying fruit. Rayleigh didn't know at this time Luo Wen's ability to recover devil fruit. Okay, practice the use of shadow fruit ability. 35. I'll teach you later. Mina, come here, the other side. Luo Wen then said to Mina. Hearing Luo Wen's words, Mina controlled the shadow back to the ground somewhat rusty. Subsequently, came in front of Luo Wen. Next, I will remove the negative effects of devil fruit for you. Don't be nervous. It will be over soon. Beep. The voice fell. Luo Wen stretched out his palm. The palm of the hand was attached to Mina's forehead. For a moment, an azure light of energy overflowed from Luo Wen's palm. It flowed and spilled, wrapping Mina's body. Mina didn't dare to move around and let the special energy act on her body. Aside, Rayleigh saw Luo Wen's sudden move. Can't help but be curious. All right. After a while, the azure energy light dissipated. Advertisement Chapter 99. Rayleigh's shock, infinite possibilities. Luo Wen retracted his palm. The negative effects of devil fruit have been eliminated. This is the second ghost fruit. Eat it too. Immediately after, Luo Wen also gave the ghost fruit to Mina. And many more. You kid, don't you know the curse of devil fruit? See this scene. Rayleigh lost his calm for a moment. He hurriedly stopped Luo Wen. A person can only eat one devil fruit. 35. Once the second one is eaten, the body will not be able to withstand the power of the curse of the two devil fruits. 99. Finally, body explosion. Don't you know about this? Rayleigh looked at Luo Wen in surprise. Obviously can't understand why Luo Wen doesn't even know this. Once Mina eats the second devil fruit, in Rayleigh's view, I am afraid that he will explode and die on the spot. This is no different from suicide at all. Luo Wen turned his head away. In Rayleigh's eyes, he only saw Luo Wen's confident smile. Of course I know. Now that I know you still, I believe what Captain Luo Wen said. 9. Gollum. At the same time, not waiting for Luo Wen to speak, nor did Rayleigh have time to react. Mina took the ghost fruit that Luo Wen handed over. Without hesitation, he took a big bite and ate it. Oops. Then I saw Mina eating the ghost fruit too. Rayleigh's face changed suddenly. It was obviously too late to stop it. Time passed by every second. In a blink of an eye, Mina swallowed the ghost fruit completely. The thing that gradually brought a startled look on Rayleigh's face was, Rayleigh expected that Mina would clash because of the cursed power of the two devil fruits. The picture of the explosion and death did not happen. Mina, who also ate the ghost fruit, stood there like a normal person. See, Rayleigh took another look at Luo Wen. A terrifying thought popped into my mind. Mina, you can try your double devil fruit ability. Luo Wen suddenly spoke to Mina. What? Hear Luo Wen's words. Rayleigh's eyes widened. I couldn't believe it, but I followed Luo Wen and looked at Mina together. I suddenly thought of a good way to show it. A wicked smile appeared on Mina's face. Subsequently, Mina took a few steps forward, came to the shadow of Rayleigh's light. Looking at Mina's position, Rayleigh suddenly felt bad. Shadow fruit, shadow cut. 35, and also, ghost fruit, ghost clone. Next moment, Mina found a pair of scissors and used the ability moves of shadow fruit and ghost fruit at the same time. Click. Hum. Immediately after, in the public eye, Mina directly cut out Rayleigh's shadow. The cropped shadow suddenly turned into a solid body and rose. A pure black, faceless Rayleigh appeared. Advertisement boom. It's not over yet. The crop shadow Rayleigh actually broke out. The same powerful breath as Rayleigh. Feeling the breath of the shadow, Rayleigh burst out. Even Luo Wen was a little surprised. To be able to combine the powers of Shadow Fruit and Ghost Fruit to such an extent, Luo Wen's pupils tightened slightly. Apparently, he understood the move Mina used. It is the combination of Shadow Fruit's move, Shadow Cut, and Ghost Fruit's move, Ghost Clone. Ghost Shadow not only retains the characteristics of shadows, but also has the memory inheritance of ghost clones. There is no real entity, but it has the same memory and some strength as the main body. This ability is absolutely heaven-defying. Mina showed her unique and powerful talent when she ate Double Devil Fruit for the first time. Let you bully me just now. Ghost Shadow, teach me a lesson. Following Mina's order, Ghost Shadow Rayleigh took the initiative to punch at Rayleigh. Incredible and hilarious scene. Let Rayleigh not come to his senses until the last moment. Can only be forced to raise his hand to take the Ghost Shadow Rayleigh's fist with the palm of his hand. Boom! In an instant, a dull fist BG sound suddenly sounded. The power of the Ghost Shadow burst out, and Rayleigh, who was caught off guard, suffered a dull loss. Rayleigh was punched in the palm of his hand. The powerful force made Rayleigh's body retreat. Under compulsion, Rayleigh instantly hit the ground with his right foot. With more powerful force, the ground was smashed into cracks. This undoubtedly shows that the power of the Ghost Shadow is strong. Wrong. There's still something wrong. Rayleigh that stabilizes the back of the body. It didn't stop there. His face became even more ugly. Because Rayleigh felt it, the moment his palm touched the ghost's fist. A special force invaded. He is constantly amplifying the negativity in his heart. See. In order to resist this negative force, Rayleigh actually wrapped armament hockey around his palm. This scene, even Luo Wen on the side was stunned. Who would have thought a little girl who just ate devil fruit can actually force Rayleigh to use hockey? I see, it seems that the Ghost Shadow has the effect of a negative ghost at the same time. 35 seeing carefully that Rayleigh was defending against negative forces. Luo Wen suddenly realized. But more so, the more Luo Wen felt from the bottom of her heart, the horror that Mina would grow up to in the future. And Luo Wen remembers that the ghosts created by ghost fruits also have the ability to self-destruct. The enemy and Mina played against each other, which was equivalent to defeating himself first, even if he won. At the critical moment, Mina can also control the Ghost Shadow to explode. It's an incomprehensible combination of abilities. Boom! At this time, it seems that his own strength is not enough to control the shadow of Rayleigh's ghost in front of him. After a moment of force, it exploded with a bang. It turned into an ordinary shadow again and returned to Rayleigh's feet. There was nothing serious about Rayleigh, but Mina was tired and panting. Enough, Mina. Don't overuse the dual devil fruit abilities. That would put too much load on your body. Seeing that Mina wanted to continue, Luo Wen immediately persuaded him to stop. Luo Wen also saw it through Mina's performance. With Mina's current physical strength, she can't control too many ghost shadows. And advertisement, the stronger the opponent, the greater the burden of manipulating its shadow. However, these can be made up for after physical strength is improved. In the future, Mina really grew up and collected enough shadows of top powerhouses to create ghost shadows. She definitely has a place in the ranks of the top powerhouses. Definitely can become a well-deserved Phantom Queen. Not only that, Mina also possesses the mysterious flame power of the Lunaria clan. If it can be attached to the Ghost Shadow, the body will not be enough to fight in minutes. The talents of the Unlea family can also make Mina grow rapidly. Mina's talent shown by eating the Double Devil Fruit is far better than the rest of the crew. Luo Wen, what the hell is going on? Why? She can eat 2 devil fruits and use 2 devil fruit abilities? Rayleigh recovered from the shock only when Shadow returned. Immediately asked Luo Wen, everything you just saw, it was beyond Rayleigh's comprehension. To be honest, 35 Senior Rayleigh. That's one of my abilities. I was able to remove the devil fruit's negative effects for the crew. 55. Let the crew have the physique of Double Devil Fruit. What Luo Wen wanted was Rayleigh's approval. After Rayleigh raised the question, Luo Wen did not hide it and told Rayleigh the truth. Get this answer. Rayleigh couldn't calm down, looking at Luo Wen in front of him. I don't know what words to use to describe it. Can give people the physique of devil fruit. Remove the negative effects of devil fruit. This is simply unheard of if you hadn't seen it with your own eyes. Rayleigh would never believe such a thing. Also at this time, Lei 240 profited from Luo Wen's body. See infinite possibilities. Even there is hope to be able to do what the Roger pirates were unable to do back then. Senior Rayleigh, so I should be qualified to let you guide me. Of course, I won't let you help in vain. 35, as a reward, I can give you a bottle of purple tequila, a specialty of the land of flowers. 95, that's something that money can't buy. First, it showed the potential to shock Rayleigh. Then he did what he liked and promised to give it to Rayleigh, who already likes to drink. A bottle of purple tequila from the land of flowers. It can be said that Luo Wen is racking his brains and wants Rayleigh to teach him the advanced training of hockey. To know, purple tequila is extremely precious, and the raw material is taken from the unique purple agave tree heart in the land of flowers, which is unique in the world. The annual output is extremely low, but the taste is extremely mellow and can be called the best. Celestial Dragons has been a special drink for many years, and even Rayleigh has only drunk it once. The unique taste associated with the wine, until now in retrospect, Rayleigh couldn't help but feel a little greedy. Cough. Purple tequila is only available to Celestial Dragons. 35, where did you get it from? Rayleigh questioned, pretending to be calm. I remember the Marine garrison in the Sabaody archipelago. There are Celestial Dragons living there, right? Since there are Celestial Dragons, so must purple tequila. 35, Luo Wen said with a smile. In other words, he doesn't have purple tequila in his hand. He just can go to the Marine quarters, go to Celestial Dragons, and get a bottle back. I thought that's where the Celestial Dragons live in the Sabaody archipelago. Even me, I'm not sure I won't disturb Marine. 99, steal the purple tequila. Not to mention you. Rayleigh gave Luo Wen an angry look. Once the Marine is alerted, it is not a scale of 1 or 200 people. By then, there will be countless Marines surrounding them. Rayleigh didn't want to make a mess over a bottle of wine. Advertisement Chapter 100 Big Mom Pirates, Charlotte Owens Siege. So, as soon as I get the wine, 99, Senior Rayleigh is willing to teach me? Luo Wen was not in a hurry to explain and continued to ask. As long as you can get purple tequila for me, I'll teach you how to practice a mission, including other hockey advanced practices. Rayleigh swears by it. In fact, even if Luo Wen doesn't reward him with purple tequila, Rayleigh is going to teach Luo Wen those devil fruit abilities. The future of Luo Wen, Rayleigh also wants to see. Certainly, Rayleigh would be more than happy to have purple tequila as a reward. Make a deal. I really don't have the ability to sneak in without causing a commotion, but my crew can do it. 35, seeing Rayleigh agree, Luo Wen smiled even more. Let me introduce you, Karina, one of my Wicked Pirates crew. Same dual demon fruit power, transparent fruit, and the ability to wear fruit. Say it. Luo Wen gestured to Karina with his eyes. Karina understood immediately. Took a step earlier. Next moment, Karina's body lit up with a special shimmer. The whole person begins to be under the influence of special abilities. Dive into the ground. In a blink of an eye, Karina disappeared completely and dived completely into the ground. Put through the fruit. You can ignore all non-living bodies. Even the toughest fortress, Karina can easily traverse. Looking at Karina, who dived to the ground and disappeared, Luo Wen continued to introduce. Subsequently, Karina appeared again from the ground, penetrating. And then the transparent fruit, able to make the body completely transparent. 35, this ability to be transparent, even observation hockey, can't detect perception. With Luo Wen's continued introduction, Karina uses the ability to produce transparent fruits instead. For a moment, from head to toe, the whole person is completely transparent and disappears. It's just amazing. Seeing Karina disappearing again, Rayleigh couldn't help but marvel. From this point of view, Luo Wen's vicious pirate group is also a promising pirate group in the future. Double devil fruit ability for all members. This is simply something unthinkable. Senior Rayleigh, don't forget what you promised me just now. Karina, I'll take your trouble to go. Go to the Celestial Dragons, steal a bottle of purple tequila, and come back. Luo Wen then instructed Karina. A trivial matter. 99, I will handle it. Karina readily agreed. Just stealing a bottle of wine back, for Karina, who is already highly skilled in stealing, is naturally no problem. What's more, Karina is still a dual demon fruit power. After promised, Karina left immediately. Senior Rayleigh, it is inconvenient to speak here. Let's go to my place and wait for good news from Karina. After Karina left, Luo Wen said to Rayleigh, this is the place of the Don Quixote family after all, since it has been persuaded to succeed Rayleigh to guide him to practice the advanced of hockey. Naturally, there is no need to stay here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Luo Wen's voice just fell. A phone bug in his arms. Advertisement, suddenly it rang. Hearing the sound, Luo Wen made a wait gesture to Rayleigh. Connected to the phone bug. On the other end of the phone, Mr. 28's voice came. Captain Luo Wen, the Beamon pirates are gathering at your auction. There are a lot of people. It seems that they want to surround the auction. Mr. 28 quickly reported to Luo Wen. Just now, news came from the Baroque studio, scattered in the eyeliner of Sabaody Archipelago. The pirates of the Beamon pirates gathered together. All rushed towards the auction. Mr. 28, who received the news, immediately contacted Luo Wen to inform him. I see. 35, let Kaku and the others intercept the pirates of the Beamon pirates that came. 99, their main force. Leave it to me. Hearing this news, Luo Wen seemed to have already prepared and gave an order to Mr. 28. Yes, I'll notify Kaku-sama and the others. With a promise, Mr. 28 immediately hung up the phone. It seems before leaving, 35, there are still some troubles to solve. Luo Wen said to Rayleigh, Beamon is a crazy woman. You'd better leave it alone. No Luo Wen and Charlotte Owen's festival at the auction. Rayleigh reminded, do you think I'm the kind of timid person? And it's still the other party's initiative. Luo Wen smiled confidently. Heard. Rayleigh stopped persuading. Just right. He also wanted to see how far Luo Wen's hockey had cultivated. At the same time, the royal palace of Dressrosa. Doflamingo just received a message from his subordinates. Learn about Luo Wen's invitation to the auction and what happened with Charlotte Owen of the Beamon pirates. What a pity. After listening to his subordinate's report, Doflamingo sighed regretfully. I was thinking about getting him to trouble Tesalo in the New World. Now it seems that I have somewhat overestimated him. Those who offend Beamon may not even be able to reach the New World. Doflamingo continued. In the end, Luo Wen went into a dead end by himself. From Doflamingo's point of view, Luo Wen can't go to New World anymore. Even let it step into the New World. The Beamon pirates wouldn't let him live either. No more wasting energy on him. 35, send auction funds as early as possible. I still need more funding to continue the experiment. 99, Doflamingo said one more word and hung up the bug. His eyes returned to Luo Wen's side. After he told everyone that the Beamon pirates were surrounding the auction, Luo Wen walked out of the auction venue with a few people. The sky was getting dark by now. The strange thing is, the streets that should be very lively on weekdays are now empty. Appears very quiet. There was a terrifying atmosphere. Is it finally out? I thought you were going to hide in there forever. 39, just when Luo Wen and the others walked out of the auction. A large group of people came out from both sides of the street. The first person to speak, it was Charlotte Owen, who was repeatedly raised by Luo Wen at the auction to take away her favorite auction items. Where it's my fault for making you wait so long. Advertisement, facing the obstacles of the Beamon pirates. Luo Wen looked relaxed. He walked out alone and moved his knuckles. Since Rayleigh wants to see his hockey training level, then he will show that these Beamon pirates, he intends to solve them alone. Rayleigh, Robin, and others, under Luo Wen's instruction, retreated to the rear to watch the battle. Brush! Next moment, after moving the finger joints, Luo Wen grabbed the black sword Kushui at his waist. With the knife drawn, the tip pointed at Charlotte Owen. Without further ado, don't you just want to steal something? You have to see if you have that skill. Luo Wen said provocatively. What a mad boy. Kill him for me. Bang, 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 bang. In an instant, with an order from Charlotte Irving, the pirate men brought by Charlotte Owen picked up their firearms in unison. The guns were all aimed at Luo Wen. The trigger was pulled instantly. Hundreds of bullets shot at Luo Wen overwhelmingly. See. A light flashed in Luo Wen's eyes. The powerful observation haki, released immediately and without reservation, spread out. Under the perception of observation haki, the bullet shot at him seemed to slow down. Every moment of the bullet's flight trajectory, Luo Wen senses and captures it. Clang, clang. Under the perception of observation haki, the corner of Luo Wen's mouth raised a disdainful arc. The figure began to move slightly left and right. Dexterous movement, with the perception of observation haki, let Luo Wen's body pass through the gap between the bullets inconceivably. Those bullets that are really unavoidable. They were also cut in half by him with the sharp blade of Kushui. After a round of salvo from the minions of the Beamon pirates, Luo Wen was unscathed. Not even his closed kakuza touched. Yes, observation haki is delicate enough. 35 did it. Seeing this scene, Rayleigh said with admiration. In Rayleigh's heart, he also had a preliminary judgment on Luo Wen's observation haki. How is this possible? The bullets were all dodged by him. On the other hand, looking at the pirates of the Beamon pirate group, they all looked shocked. Can't believe what's happening right in front of you. Everyone was shocked. Can such dense bullets really be avoided just by moving? Observation haki. You are no ordinary pirate. Charlotte Owen of Luo Wen had not been recognized until then. His face suddenly became solemn. Apparently recognized, Luo Wen used exactly the perception of observation haki. Unexpectedly, a pirate encountered by Sabaody Archipelago could use observation haki. You all stand back. This guy can't be solved with guns alone. Realizing that Luo Wen was not easy, Charlotte Owen immediately ordered her subordinates. Heard. Everyone in the Beamon pirates stepped back. Chi. Next moment. Wait for the men to back off. Charlotte Irving raised her right hand. The whole body suddenly heated up sharply. The sudden and rapid heating also made Charlotte Owen's body gradually turn red. The temperature emanating from the body made the air make a screeching sound. Advertisement.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.